Friday has arrived. So for most, or at least many of us, that also means the weekend has arrived. And we're always happy to have the advent of a brand new weekend arriving. Whether it's your weekend or not, we're glad to have you with us this afternoon here as we head through a Friday afternoon, final day of the regular Monday through Friday work week. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the program here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and where you can always listen to us for free on the iHeartRadio app. Welcome to your weekend. My name is Craig Way. Glad to have you with us. And as I will always say, if Friday is indeed the final day of your work week, good on you. Good for you. Glad to hear that. Hope your weekend is launched into a good place. If, however, you do not have Friday as the benchmark to start the weekend, if it's indeed like your Wednesday or even your Monday or whatever it is, hope it goes well for you as always. My name is Craig Way. Glad to have you with us. Always pleased to be joined by the producer of the program, Cameron D. Parker. The D on the birth certificate stands for Dallas, as in the namesake of his dad's favorite football team, which in turn became his favorite football team, at least through the 2023 season. And while he claims to still have them as his favorite football team, he has vowed not to watch them following the, you might say, unfortunate end to their 2023 season. But he says he'll keep up with them. We'll see how that goes. He's able to keep up with them, like, for example, the story we had yesterday about Jerry Jones and the paternity lawsuit against him, where the judge ruled that the arrangement that Jerry had with a woman who is apparently the mother of the woman who is trying to sue Jerry in court is a valid agreement. So Jerry wins that kind of round, although in less than 2 weeks they do have the big court case coming up between the two of them. So you'll be keeping up with that, even though you're not going to be watching the Cowboys this year, but you'll keep up with those kinds of things, huh?
Sort of. I mean, what a really, really weird story. I just feel bad for the daughter involved in this, because obviously a lot happened without her opinion on it, because of course between Jerry Jones and the mother, and now it's affecting her life. And I truly feel bad for her. Don't feel bad for Jerry though. Don't feel bad for him.
No, I don't think anybody feels too poorly for Jerry, especially after yesterday's ruling, winning the first round of that. So we'll see how it is going forward. I mean, he's been paying millions of dollars to the mother of this child, and there was supposed to be this NDA, this non-disclosure agreement, all this kind of stuff, and that's what's being contested and all that. So we'll see how it is. But there are many other things to get to on the program. I asked you this yesterday, and you were very, very busy yesterday, and I think you might even have been even busier today. I know there were meetings and preparations for our jaunt up to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex to get ready for SEC football media days, Monday through Thursday of next week. We'll both be headed up there on Sunday. So my question was, did you have a chance to watch any of the Wimbledon semifinals, the men's semifinals today? And I'm going to guess you were probably a little too wrapped up to do that.
I was able to follow it a little bit. I mean, Alcaraz, he is starting to turn into that next tennis superstar. If he's not already there, he definitely kind of has that pizzazz that I think a lot of people look for in superstars. Lost that first set, which was a great first set against Medvedev, and then came back, won 3 straight to advance to the final. And of course, Djokovic just outlasted Musetti pretty easily. The second set came down to the wire, but this is kind of, I think, what tennis fans want. And I mean, if you're curious about ratings and all that stuff, it's probably what ESPN wants. Is you have Djokovic, who might be the most hated tennis player since Agassi.
And Agassi, I don't know how hated Agassi was really. I mean, he certainly wasn't on the level of McEnroe.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of people really liked Andre.
And I think people like Alcaraz too. I mean, he's only 20, 21 years old, so not a lot to hate about him, which of course we shouldn't hate anybody, but I mean, that's what kind of what these types of events do, right? We see all of their personalities on full display, camera in someone's face, and it's easy to dislike someone. And Djokovic really hasn't helped himself in a lot of regards, but I think every sport needs a villain. He's played that villain exceptionally well because he, of course, has won the most Grand Slam titles.
He's won 24 Grand Slam titles. That'll make you a villain more than anything. And then the anti-vaxxing stance also, that prevented him from playing in the U.S. Open a few years back.
That winning possibly more.
But he did win in straight sets, and he overcame a service break. He was down a service break in the second set to Musetti, came back and won that. And so he won in straight sets, 6-4, 7-6, 6-4. And Carlos Alcaraz, the defending champion who beat Djokovic in the gentleman's final a year ago, in 4 sets, overcame drop in the first set to Medvedev to win that. So it's a rematch, and I agree with you. I think ESPN is happy with what they got there off of that, and probably the All England Club is happy with it. That worked out the way it did also. So I agree with you on that. Yesterday, we were discussing on the air because of the timing of it. Paul Skeens, the Pirates rookie, who had a no-hitter through 7 innings. He had 11 strikeouts. He, through 7 innings, had thrown 99 pitches, but that included only throwing 6 in the 7th. And he was lifted from the game at that point. And that made a lot of people grumble. It's funny, I was listening to the Dodgers radio broadcast when it was out last night, driving around. Actually, when I was driving back later, and heard Rick Monday, who's the analyst on the radio broadcast, after it was brought up by Tim Neverett, who's on the play-by-play for the Dodgers on radio, about him, being pulled after 7 innings, having thrown 99 pitches. And he said, I guess that's just the way it is right now. You get to the 100-pitch barrier, no matter how well you're doing, you're going to be lifted from the game. He said he seemed pretty fresh, although the Pirates manager said, no, he was pretty tired. And Rick Monday goes, oh, yeah, 6 pitches. He was exhausted. Get him a stretcher. He was saying that. Well, Paul Skeens today was named as the starter for the National League for the All-Star game next Tuesday in Arlington. Makes sense.
Yep.
Torey Lovullo is of course, the manager of the National League, the Arizona Diamondbacks manager. And he said he called into Skeens' interview on the Dan Patrick Show this morning. So he called and he said, Paul, first of all, how you doing? I just want to congratulate you. I've chosen you to be the starter for the National League in the 2024 All-Star game. I'm really, really excited for you. Unbelievable honor. So well deserved. We're super excited to make this announcement. And Patrick asked Lovullo, he said, is Paul on a pitch count? And he laughed afterwards. He goes, we'll see what's going on there. We've got 11 guys to get there. Paul's going to throw up a big 0 in the first inning for us, and we'll take it from there. That's how it is in the All-Star game. These guys are not going to work more than an inning. All right, this All-Star game, and if I get a chance to go, and I don't know. I mean, we're going to be busy in Dallas, but it would be the 4th one for me to attend if I got a chance to go. Lynn and I went as part of our honeymoon 2 years ago to see the one at Dodger Stadium. I went to the first one in Arlington back in 1995. And prior to that, I went to the All-Star game. I covered it for the radio station in the Astrodome in 1986. And in those games, you had Roger Clemens and Fernando Valenzuela pitching, and they were pitching more than just 1 inning in those games. But it's changed a lot, obviously, with the All-Star game. But Paul Skeens is the starter for the National League for the All-Star game. And I'd say that's deserving with what he's done so far this year.
Let me give you a trivia question, Craig.
Yeah.
How many rookies have won the Cy Young Award?
Wow.
I do not know the answer. And I'm curious if you know.
Well, Valenzuela's won it. he won it. He won Rookie of the Year and the Cy Young his rookie season. But I don't know of how many others have. That's a great question as you pull up the answer. And the answer is...
Still looking.
Oh, okay.
Looks like the last one may have been Valenzuela in 1981.
Might be the only one. I remember the big hullabaloo made about when he won it in 81. I think, and for folks who don't remember what he did that year, and some of it kind of got wiped away because of what happened with the baseball strike, the 50-day strike, and they had to split the seasons and all that. But Fernando's first 5 games were shutouts. He was incredible what he did.
I think it's just Valenzuela.
Yeah.
Because the only other ones that see Kershaw was not a rookie. Clemens was not a rookie.
Right.
And I believe Kershaw is the youngest by age to win.
Okay.
The Cy Young Award.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. And I could see Skeens winning it this year very easily.
Yeah. Valenzuela is the only one to have ever win the Cy Young as a rookie.
Yeah. He won Rookie of the Year and Cy Young that year, 1981. And me as a Dodger fan, I celebrated because they won the World Series that year. That was the strike year. And so they went to division series like we see today in baseball. They had a first half champion and the second half champion. And the Dodgers won the first half. And the Astros won the second half. And one of those weird things, the best combined record of both halves in the West belonged to neither the Dodgers nor the Astros. It belonged to the Reds. But they didn't get in because they didn't win. They weren't in first place when the season stopped for the strike in June. And then the Astros were better in the second half. And in the American League, or in the National League East, it was very similar. The Cardinals, I think, had the best record overall, but they didn't win. It was the Expos and the Phillies. Keith Moreland was playing on that Phillies team in 1981. They were the defending world champions, our friend and broadcast colleague. And then the Phillies lost to the Expos in the division series, and the Dodgers were down 2-0 in a best of 5. Dropped the first 2 games in Houston, went back to L.A., won Friday, Saturday, and I think beat Nolan Ryan on Sunday to win that division series. And then the Dodgers beat the Expos in the NLCS. The aforementioned Rick Monday, who was playing for the Dodgers, hit a 9th-inning home run. And then the Dodgers beat the Yankees in the World Series. That's the last time the Dodgers played the Yankees in the World Series. All the times they played, a lot of folks thought this might be the year, but the Yankees have been in a free fall. And the Dodgers, by the way, hadn't looked too good of late either. They got swept by the Phillies. Now, the Phillies have the best record in all of baseball, but LA didn't look too good in that series against Philadelphia. Right now, the teams that look the best in baseball, the Guardians in the American League and the Phillies in the National League. They look like the 2 best teams, at least at this point. All right, we got a lot to get to. We got some football notes we'll get to, some basketball as well. We do have Inconceivable on a Friday. Cam, we know what Inconceivable on Friday means.
Oh, yes. We traveled to the more flaccid of the lower 48 states, and this is monumental quick because we have not done a Florida Man Friday together in
about
almost
a month. Yeah. Well, we're going to make up for it today. Let me tell you. We're going to make up for it today. I'm just saying. You wait. We've got that coming up and a lot more here on a Friday afternoon. Glad to have you with us here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Let's be honest. You won't be hoisting a championship trophy anytime soon.
Hail, hail, Michigan, the champions of college football.
The Texas Rangers win the World Series. But you could still be a winner. Get over to am1300thezone.com and check out the contest page, where we're always giving away cool prizes, including tickets and games, concerts, and events around Austin. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. That's money. Enter it now at am1300thezone.com.
Our
iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st, streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows opening a small business is a great achievement. They offer custom insurance solutions to fit your needs. Get a quote and find why over 1 million small business owners trust them at thehartford.com/smallbusiness.
One thing that my friends at St. Patrick have always been is timely, at the cutting edge of the most popular apparel and memorabilia for the Texas Longhorns since 1975. For the past 15 years, St. Patrick and her son Jay Willems have created an annual football drinking glass, and this one is truly a special edition. This offering is the brand new inaugural SEC drinking glass, commemorating the Longhorns' historic first season to come in the Southeastern Conference. This 1-pint drinking glass, perfect for whatever beverage you enjoy, features a giant burnt orange and white Longhorn and SEC logo front and center with the entire 2024 football schedule on the back. It's a St. Patrick exclusive and a collector's item for sure. Each glass is free with a same-day Longhorn purchase of $75 or more, or you can buy as many as you like for just $10 each. St. Patrick is open 9:30 to 4 Monday through Saturday at 5222 Burnett Road, Burnett at North Loop, with easy parking in the lot right in front of the store. Pick up yours today in the store or shop online at stpatrick.com.
Lenovo. I wasn't sure what tech my business needed.
I wasn't sure what tech my business needed.
So I decided on my own.
So I went to Lenovo.com for expert advice.
My solution was a bad fit.
Our new tech is the perfect fit for our team.
When every decision matters, join Lenovo Pro, Lenovo's free membership program at Lenovo.com, and unlock new AI experiences with Lenovo's ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors.
In today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. So it's a great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Are you suffering from gout? Join the Gout Research Study by Be Well Clinical Studies. If you are 18 years old or older and suffer from gout, you could help Be Well Clinical Studies advance in the research and care for this condition. You'll receive study-related care from a local doctor, and your time and travel may be compensated. Participate in Be Well Clinical Studies Gout Research Study. Call 737-295-1005. That's 737-295-1005, or visit us at BeWellClinicalStudies.com.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? ROLAIDS.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
ROLAIDS.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still ROLAIDS.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
What if you could face every day with confidence knowing the ones you love are protected? Raid puts 65 years of insect science in your hands. Because when you're confident that your family is protected from pests, you can truly live every moment with them. Raid. Protection for everyone.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
According to NHTSA, in 2019, more than 5,000 people were killed in crashes involving large trucks in the U.S. If you were injured in an 18-wheeler accident, contact Thomas J. Henry. To start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Ugh. Kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider. Relax. Just use Zevo. Zevo bug sprays use essential oils to eliminate those pests and up to 20 household insects. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spritz the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo. People friendly, bug deadly.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not a rate based on Terry who keeps
and makes the car behind them. Oh no, they're about to. Save with DriveWise in the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Experience no-stress savings at Hanna Chevrolet.
I was looking for a new Silverado and just assumed I'd get the same deal wherever I went. But after one extremely pushy dealership that wouldn't budge on price without talking to multiple managers, I went to Hanna and was shocked at how friendly and easygoing they were. Plus, I saved thousands and actually enjoyed the experience.
Low pressure, lower price. HannaChevyAustin.com. Together, let's drive.
Well, it's that time of year when we have no hunting seasons. But don't be sad. This is the best time to drop by McBride's Guns at 30th and North Lamar and just shop. Check out the new and pre-owned rifles, shotguns, and pistols. If you remember that big old buck you missed, well, maybe you should check out the scopes. McBride's Guns has the best gunsmiths to make sure you're hitting where you should. Remember, McBride's Guns, 30th and North Lamar, where the hunt has begun since 1964. Tell them Ken sent you by.
It's almost here. Team USA is headed to Paris, and iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of the games, plus NBC's top Olympic moments and live hourly updates from Paris. Bring the Summer Games with you everywhere you go. Download the free iHeart app now and enable push notifications for live updates from Paris. Only on iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
It's the Hard Knocks Life Show. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster, Craig Way.
You can't tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. Music loud, women walk, being kicked around since I was born. I'm sorry, I don't hate, and you may look the other way. But we can try to understand the New York Times are bent on man. Whether you're a brother away.
I know for those of you listening to the program regular, you hear when we do like Texan Tuesday and Yacht Rock on Wednesdays. Remember, Friday's not Disco Friday. Friday is Fire Me Up Friday for Cam Parker. So the Bee Gees was Staying Alive. That's your choice on that, right?
Oh my goodness. I mean, are you not fired up? I mean, it puts you into a dancing move, right? I know, of course, it's from Saturday Night Fever, but as a kid, and I wasn't allowed to watch that movie yet. So the first time I heard this song was actually in the DreamWorks picture Madagascar.
Oh,
with Ben
okay.
Stiller and Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett Smith and Homeboy from the Friends. And there's a scene where Chris Rock's zebra character is walking along New York listening to this song. I was like, man, this song rocks. And, it still does rock all these years later.
What's the song? And then I'll be OG and give you a little more background on that. As we continue here on this Friday afternoon, here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Okay, so Fire Me Up Friday. Cam Parker's thinking, Staying Alive there. And you say, so the first time you heard it was in Madagascar. What is the song that, and I have a specific reason for asking this, that it was, I think it was the Monkeys that were doing it, or the Lemurs, I like to move it.
Oh,
yeah. What's the name of that song?
Oh, that's a good question. It's King. The character is like King Julian,
Okay.
the lemur. I like to, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
It's like turned into a,
yeah.
Um,
I remember my youngest son, Jason, who's now 25, when he was little and he saw it, he liked that. When he would hear that song, you like that.
It's just called I Like to Move It.
Okay.
And I did not know this until just now, but apparently Sacha Baron Cohen sings it.
Yeah, because he does the voice for that character, right?
Oh, he does. That's right. The lemur. Yeah. Okay. King Julian. Okay.
The reason why I even said that is because when I was on vacation at the beach, I tried to do something with each of my 4 grandchildren individually as well. Like Lynn and I took the second grandson and we went out and played some miniature golf with him. The oldest grandson is really into, and he's 8, he's really into reptiles and dinosaurs and all that stuff. So I took him to, and it's a real tourist trap thing, but that's okay. I took him to a thing called Alligator Adventure there in Myrtle Beach. And you go in there and there's hundreds of alligators all over the place, but there's other wildlife. There was a hyena and there were bobcats, and he was really taken with the bobtail alligator. There was an alligator born without a tail and a female, and they named her Bob. He was really excited about that. But there was also a cage or a habitat area with lemurs in it. And he was looking at it, and all of a sudden I went, I like to move it. And he looked at me and started laughing there, like, you know that, huh? It was that kind of deal with the lemurs. That's why I was thinking about that at the time. But so you said, so the first time you heard Staying Alive was watching that movie, Madagascar?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I
did not know who the Gibb brothers were at that time.
Okay. I'll never forget the first time I heard that tune was I was in the theater.
Disco Club in Greensboro?
Nope. I was not at Daddy-O's on High Point Road. I was not at Daddy-O's. That was the big disco, I think. I was in the movie theater, I think, to see Smokey and the Bandit. I think it was in there. But before the movie started, of course, you're seeing the trailers of the other movies, the previews. And it was the first time I'd ever seen the trailer for Saturday Night Fever because it was coming out. And for folks who remember this, they'll remember when the trailer opens, it's with those first strains of Staying Alive, and all you see are like pointed to red boots walking towards you on a sidewalk, and there's a slow pan up, and it's John Travolta doing it. And that's what that was the deal. The first time I ever heard that tune was in the movie trailer for Saturday Night Fever. And for folks who remember that trailer, it's just John Travolta, and you see these, you don't even see him at first. You just see these pointed to red boots walking at you on a sidewalk, and it's a slow pan up, and there's Travolta afterwards. So that's the first thing. Cam did a little checking to see, and sure enough, yes, Fernando Valenzuela, the only rookie in Major League Baseball history to win the Cy Young Award. Obviously, if he wins the Cy Young Award, he's going to win Rookie of the Year, unless there's somebody that's swinging a bat that's just absolutely, amazingly unbelievable. And Fernando Valenzuela won both that year. He won Rookie of the Year, and he won National League Cy Young Award. That's the only time it's happened. But you said you came across an article by Marty Appel, who used to, for a long time, was the New York Yankees media relations guy, and since has gone on, I think, writing for maybe MLB.com and some other things, that he wrote a what if piece of if the Cy Young Award had existed prior to 1956, other rookies who could very likely have won the Cy Young Award.
Yeah, so it's a retroactive awards piece, and
okay,
the opening line in his article is, how many Cy Young Awards would Cy Young have won? And of course, the award was first came out 8 months after Cy Young passed away in 1956. And so this article goes through pitchers who he thinks would have won, because obviously the Cy Young is chosen by voters, by a panel. So,
and I might add, there was no Pitcher of the Year award prior to that, to 1956, correct?
Which is correct. Which is, so going through the research here, he believes that there would have been 3 rookies who would have won the Cy Young. Grover
Cleveland Alexander,
1911. Was he also a president? Because that's a president's
He was
name.
named for the former president, Grover Cleveland.
Okay.
Grover Cleveland Alexander is a Hall of Famer. He won 373 games. He was a great pitcher. He's you know what he's probably best known for? Even though he had great years, like you mentioned, in the teens, and was a big part of the Phillies World Series team, the team that won the National League in 1915, and the Phillies' only pennant winner until 1950. Well, Grover Cleveland Alexander pitched well into his 40s, and he's probably best known for the 1926 World Series. Grover Cleveland Alexander had pitched, I think, in Game 6. The Cardinals beat the Yankees to even it up at 3 games each, and the Yankees were dynastic, as we know. And he went out and really tied one on. And the next day, and it was really hung over and was asleep down in the bullpen. And he gets a call. They call down, send word down to the bullpen, get old Pete up. That was his nickname, was Old Pete. He came into the game with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th for the Yankees. And Tony Lazzeri, who was an outstanding hitter, was at the plate. And Alexander struck him out to end the inning and went on and finished the game. And the Cardinals upset the Yankees to win the World Series. That was their first ever World Series title, 1926. That's what Grover Cleveland Alexander is probably best known for. But you're saying 15 years prior to that, in 1911, he very likely had a Cy Young Award existed at the time, would have won the honor.
Yeah. So he would have been the first one.
Okay.
Jim Turner of the Boston Braves in 1937.
Okay. Now that would have been largely because Turner didn't do much. He's not even the most famous Jim Turner in sports. The most famous Jim Turner in sports was the kicker for the New York Jets when they beat the Colts in Super Bowl III. He kicked 3 field goals. Long AFL career Jim Turner did with the Jets and the Broncos. Who else?
Then the third and final hypothetical Cy Young rookie winner would have been Gene Bearden of Cleveland
1948. Bearden was interesting. He was kind of a reclamation project. He was pretty long in the tooth by the time he got to the bigs, and he was huge for Cleveland down the stretch in the 1948 pennant race to win. And then Bearden started the playoff game against the Red Sox. They had a 1-game playoff at Fenway Park, and Bearden shut down the Red Sox. Cleveland won that, went on, won the World Series. It's the last time Cleveland has won the World Series, 1948. They beat the Boston Braves in 6 games to win it. Cleveland has not won a World Series since. They got swept by the Giants as a heavy favorite in 1954, and then, of course, lost the heartbreaker to the Marlins in 1997, and then lost the heartbreaker to the Cubs when they were up 3-1 on Chicago in 2016, and the Cubs came back and won it. So Cleveland has not won a World Series since 1948, but Gene Bearden, you're right, probably would have been a rookie Cy Young Award winner had it existed.
So not rookies, but can you name the pitcher that hypothetically would have won the most Cy Young Awards? I'll give you a hint. He would have won it 7 times, tying Roger Clemens for the most Cy Young Award winners.
I would say it's one of 2, okay? I'm going to say the first one I'm going to throw at you is Whitey Ford.
Not Whitey Ford.
Okay, the second I'm going to go Homer fanboy here and say Sandy Koufax.
Not Koufax,
Wow,
surprisingly.
this is good.
Christy
Mathewson.
Matheson.
Okay, you said you go old school. I see what you're saying, going way on back. Yeah, Mathewson with the Giants. He was incredibly dominant. 1905 World Series. He won 3 games with 3 shutouts. The Giants won that World Series over the A's in 5 games. And I think every game in that World Series was a shutout. 3 done by Matheson, 1 by the A's, and 1 by Iron Man Joe McGinnity of the Giants, 1905. So
He would have been a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, according to Marty Appel. Cy Young, by the way, would have won 3 Cy Young Awards. The first 3 in the American League, 1900, 1901, and 1902.
Okay. All right. So they have a count. How many did they say? Did he say Koufax would have won?
He doesn't have Koufax on his list.
Koufax actually, when he started playing, the Cy Young Award existed.
He won. He would have won the first 4, or the last 4 before the BBWAA actually introduced the Cy Young. So he would have won 4, 63 through 66.
Yeah.
Whitey Ford looks like 2. Has 2. 61, and then 63. Don Drysdale in 62 for Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And looks like also Lefty Gomez for both the Phillies and the Yankees. 7.
Philadelphia A's. That was the old Philadelphia A's on that. Yeah. He was.
6. He would have won 6.
He was a great left-hander. All right. Up next, Inconceivable here on a Friday afternoon on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
It is Chris Del Conte. Do you have a favorite Pitbull song you ready for tonight?
I had no idea who that cat was. And they brought him up, and I said, come on, my daughter's 19. She says, Dad, you're embarrassing. And I'm like, okay, give me a song. And then she plays No Tell Motel at the Holiday Inn. I'm like, oh, dang, what kind of stuff do you listen to? I've been YouTubing this fella, so I'm up to speed. The No Tell Motel at the Holiday Inn.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
If someone offered you $500 for 10 minutes of your time, you wouldn't believe it. But if they work at Henna Chevrolet, it's true. Because 10 minutes is all it takes to drive from CarMax to Henna, where you're guaranteed to get $500 more for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal within 7 days, and you'll get $500 more guaranteed. So come get your money at HennaChevyAustin.com. Together, let's drive.
We need your help to protect your right to AM radio in your car. AM is always there in times of need with the key information for our community. The overwhelming majority of legislators support a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. Please text the 2 letters AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now. Text AM to 52886.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month. Text stop to stop. A message from the station.
I want to invite you to our summer event here at Steel GMC in Round Rock, the home of a real deal on our entire GMC lineup. Hi, I'm Steve David, General Manager of Steel GMC. Here's your opportunity to upgrade to a professional-grade GMC from Steel GMC here in Round Rock. Here are just a few of the real deals you'll get with Steel GMC. Drive a 24 GMC Acadia Elevation for only $345 a month. Or drive a 24 GMC Terrain SLE for only $187 a month. And you won't find any hidden fees or addendums with us. We'll help you find the perfect professional-grade GMC with hundreds of satisfied families. I promise you'll get a real deal here at Steel GMC. And you won't find any hidden fees or addendums with us. Exit 256 in Round Rock or see for yourself at steelgmcroundrock.com.
Shoppers first or shoppers last. Get a real deal from Steel.
We are professional grade.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. With Ramp, you get full visibility into your company's spending and control who spends what with each vendor. Ramp software collects and verifies receipts instantly to save your team valuable time. Ramp automates data entry and routine tasks with automated approvals, expense categorization and bill payments, time-consuming tasks, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. Get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of DIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
My wife and I we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
The wait is over. Dell Technologies Black Friday and July deals are live. Check out incredible savings on select laptops and more, like the XPS 15, powered by Intel Core processors. The XPS 15 brings you the perfect balance of power and portability, plus stellar visuals and immersive sound. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics, plus free shipping on everything. Don't miss out on Black Friday and July savings at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
2 guys, 5 rings. Yes. One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You got to get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
I have no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search 2 Guys, 5 Rings, and start listening.
All the good stuff.
Yeah. Camps keeps you
on top of pop culture.
Ready or not, a third Angry Birds movie is in development. The announcement comes some 5 years after the second installment, which grossed less than half as much as the 2016 original and was only marginally profitable. Still, they're getting the Bird Band back together with Jason Sudeikis and Josh Gad already on board to reprise their voice roles. It's still early in the process with few additional details being shared, but Angry Birds 3 will likely hit screens in 2026 or 2027.
All right.
And that's what's poppin' on Camps on iHeartRadio.
Listen to Mike Hardball Harge, weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Inconceivable! 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 You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Well, what it means is it's Friday, and Friday Inconceivable means the Florida man, but we'll get to that in a little bit. First of all, we always have a fast food or junk food update for you, and we've got one for you. First of all, Cam, you know what yesterday was? Thursday, July 11th.
I do not.
7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah. So was it like free Slurpees?
Free
and stuff?
Slurpees all day
I missed
yesterday.
that.
I did too.
Man,
it flashed in my mind once and didn't think about it afterwards. What's your favorite Slurpee flavor?
I was big on their Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Which I don't know if they even still exist.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Coke Flow. You can never go wrong with a Coke Flow.
And the cherry was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Toward that end, on the heels of that, Hostess has teamed up with 7-Eleven to create a brand new Twinkie that has cherry Slurpee flavored cream filling. It's not the white cream like you get in a regular Twinkie. Cherry Slurpee. Now, the idea sounds good to me, but looking at the picture here, it looks like a dog on a hot summer day with a red rocket. So I'm not, it just doesn't look as appetizing to me. But anyway, it's available immediately through mid-August. So, and that included yesterday's 7-Eleven Slurpee Day, where they gave away the small Slurpees to celebrate the birthday. So there it is. They are also teaming up with you like Drumstick, the ice cream, frozen dessert, right? Now they have a Slurpee Blue Raspberry Vanilla Cone.
Ooh,
right there. Now that looks pretty good.
That does look good.
Yeah,
that does look appetizing.
Yeah. So I may have to give that a shot. Drumstick Slurpee Blue Raspberry Vanilla Cone available while supplies last. So we'll see how that works with that. Okay, so that's for the fast food. Did you have trouble? I know my wife did, and some other people did. Well, first of all, is your mobile phone service provider AT&T?
Verizon.
Okay, all right. So this would not have affected you. A lot of people at AT&T had real problems with it in recent weeks. AT&T today announced that a hacker downloaded call and text messages information covering almost all of its wireless subscribers. The latest in the string of major customer data leaks. The cell phone carrier said in a security filings that it hadn't found evidence that the information was shared publicly. This goes back as far as 2022. But so the records didn't include personal subscriber information such as names and credit card data or social security stuff. But there was issues with that, and so that's why they'd had a security data breach. I mentioned that I took my grandson to this place called Alligator Adventure in Myrtle Beach. And there were hundreds of alligators everywhere. You'd look in this enclosure and they just kind of crawl around. There was one deal where they had what was called a reptile show. When we went in, we sat down. And a lady, first of all, she brought out a king snake. Then she took that back. Then she brings out an alligator with its snout, its nose and mouth taped up. And people could go up and pet it. And my grandson was all about that.
I bet.
So he went up and petted it, and I got a picture. Well, anyway, now comes word. I saw a story that said that up in Coppell in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, there was an alligator that got loose. Now, Coppell is nestled deep in the heart of suburbia. It's a bedroom community. It's out near DFW Airport. So it was kind of weird that an alligator should get loose, but it did. It did in a neighborhood creek. Well, maybe it migrated up because we have a story about at least 200 crocodiles have crawled into cities because of heavy rains from Hurricane Beryl and along the border with Mexico. I mean, for those of you who are concerned about, human traffic going across the border, you should know that at least 200 crocodiles have entered urban areas from northern Mexico and across the border into Texas because of rain. So they've been working to try to get this thing down. The problem, they said, may continue as the water levels go down in places like streets and drainage canals that were flooded. Crocodiles will turn up and sightings will certainly increase. So it's not just alligators. You got crocs coming there. And the difference. You can see the difference. And I saw an Alligator Adventure. Crocodile, long snout, long flat nose thing. Those are kind of nasty.
Don't play around with those things.
No. Speaking of that, as we transition into Florida Man, we got a couple of stories that are just, your classic Florida Man story. And there was one about a guy who ignored instructions not to go into a nearby creek, did so. Alligator bit off his arm.
Nice.
Then this headline says, wannabe Tarzan standing on tree plunges 60 feet into Florida Creek when the branch snapped. He's standing out there on this branch, and then the branch just collapses. Dude hits 2 branches on the way down and falls.
Oh, what an idiot. You'd love to see that.
Yeah, fell into Crystal Springs in Vernon, Florida. He wanted to jump 60 feet into the swimming spot, but the branch he was standing on broke, and then the branch he was holding above his head also cracked, and the limbs kind of followed him. So they went in to look for him. He said, the fall was crazy. I knew when I heard the branch crack that it just got real, and I was going down. It was the first time at that height. I jumped from the branch. I hit on the way down all the time. He sustained bruising on his legs, dealt with foot injuries, but avoided any broken or fractured bones. So that Florida man got off easy, you might say. Then you had a guy who's not going to get off easy. You're familiar with the supermarket chain Publix.
Of course. The pub sub.
Yeah. Linda and I did some shopping at that when we weren't shopping at Food Lion up there. The house we were staying at. Publix is a Florida-based supermarket chain. Headline, Florida man wanted for alleged $600 Publix meat heist.
Ooh.
Meat heist. This happened the 2 Saturdays that I was there at the beach, June 22nd and June 29th. They're still trying to find this guy.
It's not you, is it?
Nope, not me. Not me. That was in Florida. I was in North Carolina.
Just making sure.
This was in Fort Myers. Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers shared 2 photos of a man on social media saying he allegedly stole $597.26 of miscellaneous meat products from the Publix grocery store on 2 separate occasions, June 22nd and June 29th. He then left the store in a 2009 Toyota Camry. So they're asking for help because the guy stole $600 worth of meat. Linda asked me about that. Who would steal something? I said, somebody planning a really big cookout? I don't know. And then finally, and this was a story similar to what we saw yesterday about the guy in Arkansas. Wild moment. Florida man strikes officer with stolen car in high-speed chase that ends, as many do in Florida, in a swamp.
Wow.
So an alleged carjacker was arrested in Florida today after he knocked over a cop with a stolen vehicle and led police on a high-speed chase that ended in a swamp. Body cam video shows the moment that the officers confronted Elijah Aman Matabak, who was parked outside an apartment complex in Daytona Beach. One of the officers was pointing either a taser or a gun at the vehicle, demands that he step out. He did not comply. They walked over to him. When the officer opened the passenger side door, he backed the vehicle up, causing the door to knock the officer to the ground. Hey, hands up, hey, the officer yelled. And then he took off. They chased him, high-speed chase. Then his vehicle could be seen hitting and scraping the front end of the police cruiser as he fled.
Sheesh.
Officer warned other cops via radio suspect could do the same to their car. He eventually lost control of the vehicle, came to a halt. They surrounded his car, yelled at him to surrender. Instead, he jumped out, began fleeing on foot. He lost a shoe. He ran into a wooden area, and he then ran into a swamp, and they got him there.
I swear, maybe it's because we do so many of these Florida man stories, but no other state has as many car chases than Florida.
I know. That's why I said it's par for the course. We were making up for lost time, right?
These people think they're in a Need for Speed video game. Like, what is going on here?
They're in Florida. That's what happens. All right, we'll be back to wrap up hour number 1 on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Text Texas, followed by your message to 81530 to chat along with your favorite sports radio, AM 1300, The Zone hosts. That's Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply.
Hey, we're headed toward really hot weather, like you needed me to tell you that. But what you can do about it is to make sure you're in a cool, comfortable home. And roof has a lot to do with that. The roof on your house. If you think you might have had roof damage due to the recent storms, or maybe you're just in the market for a new roof, John Hardy and his staff at Divided Sky Roofing and Solar will be happy to come out for a free inspection, and they'll be upfront with you about the condition of your roof, and you'll never pay more than your deductible if there is damage. There's no upfront money required and easy financing available. There's no payment due until the day they start your job. And right now might be a great time to consider energy shingles. Adding solar power to your home is a great way to save a lot of money on your energy bills. There's also 0% down with low monthly payment options available. Reminder that energy-efficient upgrades are tax deductible as well. Give my friends at Divided Sky a call today, 512-995-ROOF, or go to their website at mydividedsky.com.
Drive Away for Education raffle sponsored by Thomas J. Henry. Each school year, Texas Yes supports thousands of students statewide with school supplies, greater access to literacy, and classroom grants. You can help by purchasing your raffle ticket today. The winner gets to choose a new Chevy, Nissan, Jeep, Volkswagen, or Kia. Purchase your raffle ticket today and help support students statewide. Visit TexasYesProject.org. That's TexasYesProject.org. Winner responsible for tax, title, license, and federal withholding.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk, do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all the roads we travel, and all of our traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
At 12 Oaks Dental, we're not just about teeth. We're about your total health. With over 730 five-star reviews on Google, our patients trust us for exceptional service and comprehensive dental care. Don't just take our word for it. Experience it yourself. Schedule a new patient appointment today and score a complimentary bacteria test and consultation. Don't miss out on this opportunity to prioritize your health. Visit 12oaksdental.com to schedule your appointment. 12 Oaks Dental, Austin's complete health dentist.
Hear that? That is the sound of obstacles facing your business. But when you join Lenovo's free online membership program, Lenovo Pro, to support all your business tech, those obstacles just go away. Join Lenovo Pro for free. Visit Lenovo.com today. Lenovo. Unlock new AI experiences with Lenovo's ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors.
My hair is thinning. I'm starting to go bald.
Happy Head is here for you. We know how much your hair means to you, so let us help you grow it back. Visit happyhead.com now for a prescription strength treatment. See results in as little as 3 to 6 months. Regrow your hair today using dermatologist formulated solutions. Get ahead of hair loss with Happy Head. Prescription products require an online physician consultation and only available if a physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details and important safety information.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, more than 5,000 people died in workplace accidents in 2019 alone. Thomas J. Henry handles serious workplace accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alt 2K.
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
Just search Alt 2K and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, shout cheers to savings.
The weather is certainly warming up now. We're going to get to pretty hot temperatures before too much more time passes. So why not take a break from the heat? Take along your family members or friends and visit Inner Space Caverns. If you haven't been to Inner Space Caverns, you need to check out the super exciting Saber-Tooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Inner Space Caverns is located right off I-35 in Georgetown at exit 259. And they also feature newly remodeled gift shop and bathrooms. Check them out online, innerspacecavern.com for more details. That's innerspacecavern.com.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KBET AM Austin, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the Hard Knocks Life Show. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Okay, here we are at the top of the hour. Here's what we have coming up in hour number 2. Something I don't normally do, because people who know me know that I'm not really big into that whole award show thing. But I think it bears some examination. The ESPYs have been on last night. Also, we've got more college football notes and some high school football notes for you as well. We started sharing with you those very, very early rankings in Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, but there's some significance involved with those, and I'll get to that coming up as well. So hour number 2 of the program here on this Friday afternoon is coming your way right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KBET AM Austin, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. He's a Texas legend, a Hall of Fame broadcaster, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, and your host of the Craig Way Show. Here he is now, Craig Way.
Second hour of the program here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We're glad to have you with us here as we head toward the weekend. So we begin hour number 2 of the program. Craig Way alongside the producer, Cameron Parker. Glad to have you with us as we head through this Friday afternoon and get ready for the weekend. I was reading yesterday some early predictions, or at least rankings, if you will, of college football quarterbacks. And, again, it's like the opinions of sports talk show host. I mean, that and $4.50 a piece will get you the 2 iced coffees that I picked up at Starbucks today for me and Cam coming in. It doesn't amount to the hill of beans once the teams get on the field. But it is interesting to have that advanced working informational knowledge going into, say, like next week when we're at SEC football media days, things of that nature. And Athlon's had Quinn Ewers rated as its number 1 Heisman Trophy favorite, much to the surprise of some folks, I think. Others might have thought maybe Carson Beck might have been the one. But now I'm here to tell you, for those of you who are into the wagering part of such things, and in specific here, ESPN Bet, you're not normally of the wagering type, are you, Cam?
No, I steer clear of it.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't want to go broke.
Yep.
My friends, however, heavily involved in betting, because it's not legal in Texas, but it is
Right.
legal in other states.
Right.
And so I have some other people who are into it, and they'll always reach out to me for advice. And I told them, Is what Eddie Orrin now will say. It's just give me the money and I'll save you from blowing it. It's what Eddie O says, of course. So, but I do keep up with the odds and favorites and all of that. That always interests me, especially the game lines.
Happy belated birthday to the broadcast partner Eddie Orrin, who had a birthday yesterday. By the way, EO will tell you, yeah, just listen, let me just see. Instead of you just throwing away, just give it to me. At least you're giving it to somebody, that sort of thing. ESPN Bet has announced its favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. It is a quarterback. It's not Quinn Ewers. It's not Carson Beck. Did you see who ESPN Bet's favorite to win the Heisman Trophy is?
Yeah, and usually the lines don't change like this early in the season. Usually the favorite remains the favorite until at least maybe week 1 or week 2 or week 3, but a big change here in the middle of July as the new favorite for the Heisman win.
Yeah, because Beck and Ewers had been kind of 1 and 2 and whatever, but the new favorite to win the Heisman Trophy is former Oklahoma Sooner and now Oregon Duck quarterback Dylan Gabriel at a plus 750. The odds there, not by a lot over Carson Beck, but enough. Plus 800 over Beck, plus 900 is Ewers. Jackson Dart plus 1,500. Will Howard, you mentioned you brought him up yesterday, plus 1,600. Nico, I think it's Iamaleva of Tennessee, plus 1,600. Jalen Milroe of Alabama, plus 1,600. Garrett Nussmeier from Flower Mound, Texas, USA, and LSU at plus 2,200. Cam Ward of Miami at plus 2,200. And Connor Wigman of Texas A&M also at plus 2,200. So those are Gabriel began this month with 10-1 odds at ESPN Bet. He had been as long as 14-1 at some other sports books before an uptick of action showed up on Gabriel over the 4th of July weekend. And the Superbook in Las Vegas started receiving bets on Gabriel on Sunday, and it caused his odds to tighten from 14-1 to 9-1. So for what that's worth, that's your new Heisman Trophy favorite, according to ESPN Bet. So if you're into that, that's your betting odds favorite is Beck. Monty Kiffin passed away. I don't know if you've seen that. Of course, Monty Kiffin was a great defensive coach. Spent more than 50 years in the NFL and the collegiate ranks as well. He's the one who basically invented the Tampa 2 defense, working with Tony Dungy, which helped the Bucs win the Super Bowl in 2002. His defense in his time at Tampa Bay allowed the fewest points per game, while ranking second in both yards allowed and total takeaways. So he was around for a long time, served as a defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings, the New Orleans Saints, and the Cowboys. And he was honored in March by the Pro Football Hall of Fame for its Awards for Excellence program. He had coached at Nebraska as a GA. He was the head coach at NC State for 3 years. It was the only time he was ever head coaching. Went back to the NFL and was with Green Bay in '83 and then later on. And, of course, he's the father of Lane Kiffin, the coach at Ole Miss. He was 84 years of age and passed away, did Monty Kiffin. Okay.
And actually, he coached under his son, which is kind of rare, and did it multiple times. Multiple times. At USC, he did it, and at Florida Atlantic, he did it, and at Ole Miss as a player assistant.
Which just goes to show you, which only goes to show you that for all of the jackwagon actions and words that Lane Kiffin can crank out, and he's got a lot of football smarts in him.
Oh, for sure.
And for him to bring his dad along as a defensive coordinator to handle the defense while Lane Kiffin worked with the offense, it made sense. That's why he was able to turn around programs like that and at Ole Miss. So he'll definitely be missed, passing away at the age of 84. All right, coming up, like I said, it's something I don't normally do a lot of, but I think it's worth looking at anyway. There's some notable things that came from it. So we'll do that with the ESPYs and got some other topics to get to when we continue. Hey, also want to remind you that starting next week, we're going to give away copies of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. And we'll tell you more about that on how you can win a copy of that. We'll do that and more when we continue on Sports Radio AM 13 Under the Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Voice your opinion by using the iHeartRadio app talkback feature while listening to Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Your hot and cold takes need to be heard somewhere. If you send a great one, you might just hear yourself on the air.
Well, it's that time of year when we have no hunting seasons. But don't be sad. This is the best time to drop by McBride's Guns at 30th and North Lamar and just shop. Check out the new and pre-owned rifles, shotguns, and pistols. If you remember that big old buck you missed, well, maybe you should check out the scopes. McBride's Guns has the best gunsmiths to make sure you're hitting where you should. Remember, McBride's Guns, 30th and North Lamar, where the hunt has begun since 1964. Tell them Ken sent you by.
Judge Napolitano here. The verdict is in. I've personally seen what goes on in D.C., and we could have some real challenges ahead. Congress can't stop spending money, the Fed can't stop printing money, and our national debt is increasing $1 trillion every 100 days. That's a wealth-destroying pace. Your dollars will buy less, and your retirement could be worth less. That's why gold is so important. It helps hedge against wealth destruction. I did my research, and it led me to gold, and that led me to Lear Capital. Over 25 years of experience, thousands of five-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. I encourage everyone to call Lear for their free $3,200 gold report at 800-927-2400. There's no obligation, just free education. And ask how you can qualify for up to $15,000 in bonus gold. Call 800-927-2400. That's 800-927-2400. 800-927-2400.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Are you ready to make a difference in medical research and earn extra cash? PPD Austin is your opportunity. Explore clinical research studies at meandppd.com. Schedule your screening visit today to see if you qualify. Compensation awaits with opportunities up to $20,000. Visit meandppd.com or dial 877-362-2608 to discover more.
At 12 Oaks Dental, we're not just about teeth, we're about your total health. With over 730 five-star reviews on Google, our patients trust us for exceptional service and comprehensive dental care. Don't just take our word for it, experience it yourself. Schedule a new patient appointment today and score a complimentary bacteria test and consultation. Don't miss out on this opportunity to prioritize your health. Visit 12oaksdental.com to schedule your appointment. 12 Oaks Dental, Austin's complete health dentist.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
If you are an adult who has a disability or you're age 65 or older, you deserve a health plan that covers more than just medical services. You deserve whole person care to help you thrive. A Star Plus managed care plan from United Healthcare provides benefits like no-cost prescription delivery and rides to doctor visits, so you can focus on what matters. It's not too late to learn more about our Texas Star Plus plan through United Healthcare at uhccp.com/Texas. That's uhccp.com/Texas.
There's only so many ways I can style around this bald spot.
Happy Head understands.
I gotta get ahead of this.
Exactly. And that's why Happy Head uses dermatologist-created solutions for hair loss that give you results in as little as 3 to 6 months. Visit happyhead.com now for a prescription strength treatment. Get ahead of hair loss with Happy Head. Prescription products require an online physician consultation and only available if a physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details and important safety information. Happyhead.com.
Experience no-stress savings at Henna Chevrolet.
I was looking for a new Silverado and just assumed I'd get the same deal wherever I went. But after one extremely pushy dealership that wouldn't budge on price without talking to multiple managers, I went to Henna and was shocked at how friendly and easygoing they were. Plus, I saved thousands and actually enjoyed the experience.
Low pressure, lower price. HennaChevyAustin.com. Together, let's drive.
The weather is certainly warming up now. We're going to get to pretty hot temperatures before too much more time passes. So why not take a break from the heat? Take along your family members or friends and visit Inner Space Caverns. If you haven't been to Inner Space Caverns, you need to check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Inner Space Caverns is located right off I-35 in Georgetown at exit 259. And they also feature newly remodeled gift shop and bathrooms. Check them out online, innerspacecavern.com for more details. That's innerspacecavern.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Stephen A. Smith, host of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the very least as I bring you all new episodes that feature the biggest headlines in the world of sports, pop culture, and business, and I answer your phone calls and respond to your tweets. You'll hear my unfiltered opinions and straight-shooter interviews with top celebrities and game changers. All that and more. So listen to the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast. And start listening.
All the good stuff. Yeah. Camps keeps you on top of pop culture.
Long unavailable videos for nearly a dozen Elton John songs have been retrieved. The Rocket Man himself has released Visions, described as a long-form music video from 1982, which includes all of the songs from his 1981 album, The Fox. It had been released on VHS, but has long been out of print and was almost impossible to see for decades. Now, Visions can be watched for free in its entirety on Elton John's YouTube channel. All right. And that's what's poppin'. I'm Camps on iHeartRadio.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Harsh Knocks Life Show. Join Mike Harsh weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Welcome back to the Craig Way Show and the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Follow Craig on social media at Horn Voice.
So it's a Fire Me Up Friday. A question for you, Cameron. In your Fire Me Up Friday world, is one of the prerequisites that it has to be disco?
No, but since we started with Staying Alive.
Yeah.
Get down the night. Might just stick with disco for the rest of the show.
Okay.
But only disco songs that fire me up.
All right, I've got one for you that'll
Okay.
fire you up. And we'll do it on the next one,
break.
okay?
Love it.
Well, you know, when I hear this song, Casey and the Sunshine Band, I think of Forrest Gump. Remember where Jenny is out on the ledge, where she almost jumps or
off.
whatever, or doing the drugs? Yeah, it was that song. Wow. Okay.
And the microphone once
Then the
again.
microphone disengages from it. It's a little bit different than
Every few months, Craig finds a way to just completely disconnect the microphone from its stand. If you're watching on the live stream, just pure comedy every single time.
Yeah, you might as well keep talking while I try to.
Now you have to hold it like you're hosting a talk show here.
It's like that guy I was telling you, Pharrell on the bench. Pharrell, he has that deep voice. He talks like that. He came to the Zone one time to do his show. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. And he just kind of walks around with a microphone like that. I got to believe the Giants are going to be really much better. It hurts my throat to do that. I shouldn't do that. I really shouldn't. So did you watch the ESPYs last night?
I did not.
I didn't either.
I have,
and
not
I usually
watched
don't.
The ESPYs in a very, very long time. It just, I know people that work on the show, so I don't want to offend them or anything because they put on a good show. It's just
they do.
I think there's so many awards already in professional sports. I don't know how many more we really need, especially when the ones that we already have half the time get it wrong or the vote is wrong.
What do you mean, like
NFL MVP award? I think is the most useless award in probably any of the professional sports.
Really?
Because the MVP will go to a quarterback, and for the most part, is Aaron Rodgers really the most valuable player in NFL? I don't think so. I think that award should be given to a lot of different players. A lot of the times, it's usually just a quarterback award. I think they need to go ahead and separate, have your quarterback of the year award, and then have an MVP award that you cannot vote for a quarterback.
Okay, kind of like Cy Young. There's a lot of old line baseball people. Our good friend and colleague Keith Moreland, I think, is one of these who believes this, that a pitcher should never be named the MVP of a team.
I'm okay with
especially a starting pitcher. He pitches once every 5 days. He plays once every 5 days. Is the argument off of that? And they said they have an MVP award. It's called the Cy Young.
Yeah.
So that's the argument there on some of that. Okay. The counter argument to that is he's still a player. So if it's a non-pitcher, it should be the most valuable non-pitcher award. You can have a Cy Young award and most valuable position player award, but you shouldn't just say most valuable player and exclude pitchers. But again, the counter argument is pitch once every 5 unless you're a reliever, and you're out there a lot. And some relievers have won it before.
At this point, it's just too late to change any of these awards.
Right. Agreed. Okay. So ESPYs last night, in case you didn't hear, you let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these. Now, this is based on
These are all fan votes, right?
Yeah, but yes, that is correct. Now, this is based on the last 12 months, okay? Best Major League player, Shohei Ohtani.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. Best NFL player, Patrick Mahomes.
Sure.
Okay. He's a quarterback.
Yeah.
You sure about that? Okay. Best driver.
Race car driver?
Yep. And this is of all classes.
Got to be Verstappen.
It is. Max Verstappen. Best NBA player.
Jokic?
It's not.
Giannis?
It's not.
If it's Embiid, then cancel the ESPYs.
It's not Embiid.
Okay, that's fine. LeBron?
It's not LeBron.
Who am I missing? Who have I not named yet? Jalen Brown? Jason Tatum?
Nope.
Luka?
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I should have probably said Luka before Tatum and Brown.
Name best NBA player. Okay.
I would still have given it to Jokic, but considering if it's the last 12 months, I guess that's right after this NBA Finals in 2023. Okay.
Best athlete with a disability is Brenna Huckabee, snowboarder. Best college athlete, women's sports. I think you can guess this one.
Oh, Caitlin Clark.
Yep. Best WNBA player.
That I probably will not guess.
Asia Wilson.
Okay.
Of Las Vegas. This was something we just had a discussion with our good friend Carl Schoening, Bill's son, who does a lot of things with the iHeart family and with UTSA. And he was in vehement disagreement for best breakthrough athlete. Did you hear who won it?
I did not. So
first of all, let me tell you who he was upset that it wasn't. Best breakthrough athlete.
I'm going to guess he's upset it wasn't Wemby.
That's correct.
Okay.
He thought it should have been Victor Wembanyama. So it was not Wemby. He did not really know much about this athlete.
Can you give me like what sport?
Basketball.
Okay. Was it best breakthrough basketball player or just
nope.
in terms
breakthrough athlete?
Man, this could go in so many different directions. I might say Jalen Brown in this one.
No. It's college basketball.
Klingon?
Nope.
Edie?
Nope. I'm smiling because I can see how your mindset is working and how a lot of folks' mindset would work this way.
Man, I'm leaning toward Bronny James here.
It's not Bronny.
Okay. You're going to have to tell me this one.
Juju Watkins.
Okay.
Yeah. See, a lot of people
called it no Juju Watkins.
He said no. In fact, he called her Juju Watson.
Watson. Okay.
I said no. It's Juju Watkins. She had an incredible freshman year, but he was not happy with that. Best championship performance. You can probably guess this because you've already guessed his name several times.
The Chiefs?
Nope. It's a player.
Oh, performance like in
individual
individual game. Jaylen Brown.
Yep. Okay. Pat Tillman Award for service goes to Prince Harry. Okay.
How does he win that award?
Well,
what did Prince Harry do?
Well, he did serve his country, did he not?
But isn't this the ESPYs?
Well, it's the Pat Tillman Award for service.
Did he drop like a couple points in a cricket game while he was in service? Like what's
best athlete for women's sports was Asia Wilson. Jimmy V Award for perseverance, Dawn Staley, coach at South Carolina.
Wait. So Caitlin Clark didn't win best women's basketball player?
She won.
What was the one that Asia Wilson?
She won best college athlete for women's sports. Caitlin Clark did. Again, this is the last 12 months. Okay. Asia Wilson won best athlete for women's sports. Okay. Best play. I know this won't come to mind, so I'm going to tell it to you, and then you're going to remember it.
Ooh,
okay. Unless you want to take a shot.
Let me think here. Best play.
The best play. I don't think you're going to guess this.
Can you give me the sport?
Football. NFL. Okay. I'll even tell you NFL.
What was the craziest NFL play?
It was even a quarterback. I'll even tell you that.
Okay, let me think here. It may have been Mahomes with the flip.
You would think maybe something like that. It's not Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, it's not Mahomes. Goff didn't do anything. I don't think Tua did anything. It might have been. Is it Dak Prescott's 90-yard touchdown to CeeDee Lamb against the Raiders?
Nope.
Okay, go ahead and tell me.
It's Lamar Jackson catching his own pass.
Okay, yeah.
Like I said, I didn't think you'd think about it, but then when reminded of it, you go, oh yeah, crazy, right? Arthur Ashe Award for Courage to Steve Gleason, who continues his fight, obviously. He does, and also former great Longhorn All-American Steve McMichael, both fighting ALS and in a big fight. Best athlete for men's sports?
Men's sports? Okay, so what are the options here? I'm going to say LeBron.
It's not a bad choice, but it's not him. It's as big a headline name in his particular
Mahomes?
sport. Yep.
Okay.
Best record-breaking performance was Caitlin Clark, crowned as the all-time scoring leader in NCAA basketball. Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award goes to the Maui surfing community. But they provided resources for the Maui community after the horrific fires. Best comeback athlete. It's an Olympic sport.
An Olympic sport. Okay.
It's an Olympic sport.
I was going to guess not Darwin Ham. DeMar Hamlin from the Bills.
No, that's not a bad idea, but
Olympic
it's not.
sport. Okay.
Huh?
Go ahead and tell me.
Simone Biles.
Okay.
Gymnastics. Best team. Would you like to take a guess at what was voted? I'm always curious about this. I'm always fascinated by the team that gets voted the best team. It's regardless of sport. It's regardless of division, pro or college. But what was voted the best
Did
team?
they win their championship in their respective sport?
And it usually works out that way, and it did in this case.
Okay. I would say out of the professional sports, I would say the Boston Celtics.
Right. But remember, this doesn't have to be a pro. It's just best team.
Okay, so maybe South Carolina then?
Yep. South Carolina women's basketball. Yep. Best.
I mean, that's so objective. Cricket. You could go with UConn men's I don't even want to.
I know. That's why I said I'm always curious about that, right? But remember, they were undefeated.
Sure.
So
but UConn also won back to, again.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Okay.
Pandora's box.
Best college athlete men's sports.
Let's see. Jaden Daniels won the Heisman this past year.
Yeah, you don't have to go any farther. It's Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Yeah. Best NHL player?
McDavid.
Very good. Connor McDavid.
McJesus.
Yeah. Best UFC fighter. Do you keep up with
No,
that? Okay,
yeah.
it's Sean O'Malley.
Sure, yeah.
Best boxer, Terrence Crawford.
Sure.
Best soccer player.
Oh, that's actually a good one. Let me think about who.
I thought you might like that.
Maybe Mbappe?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure was. Best golfer. If
it's not Scotty Scheffler, what do we do?
Right, exactly. And the best tennis player, I was kind of surprised by this choice.
Was it Alcaraz?
No, it's a female.
Ooh, I don't know then.
Coco Gauff.
Okay.
All right. So there it is. Those were the ESPYs
Who hosted last night?
How about Serena Williams?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And even though I didn't watch it, everything I've read about it said she did a bang up job. So that's pretty cool. All right. We've got some other things to get to as well. We'll do that coming up next here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Let's be honest, you won't be hoisting a championship trophy anytime soon.
Hail, hail, Michigan, the champions of college football.
But you could still be a winner. Get over to am1300thezone.com and check out the contest page, where we're always giving away cool prizes, including tickets and games, concerts, and events around Austin. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Longhorns football plays here.
Turns hands to Brooks to the left side. JB is across. Touchdown, Texas. Got the first down, breaks a tackle to the 40. Say goodnight to this one. C.J. Baxter on 4th and 1. That's 53 more. A 54-yard touchdown run. Touchdown, Texas. It only takes the Longhorns one play to cash in.
Longhorns football plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Hey, you. I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LANZESS.
I want to invite you to our summer event here at Steel GMC in Round Rock, the home of a real deal on our entire GMC lineup. Hi, I'm Steve David, General Manager of Steel GMC. Here's your opportunity to upgrade to a professional-grade GMC from Steel GMC here in Round Rock. Here are just a few of the real deals you'll get with Steel GMC. Drive a 24 GMC Sierra 1500 Pro for only $295 a month lease. Or get a 24 GMC Sierra 2500 HD with 5.9% for 84 months. That's only $899 a month. And you won't find any hidden fees or addendums with us. We'll help you find the perfect professional-grade GMC with hundreds of satisfied families. I promise you'll get a real deal here at Steel GMC. Exit 256 in Round Rock or see for yourself at steelgmcroundrock.com.
Shop us first or shop us last. Get a real deal from Steel.
We are professional grade.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. With Ramp, you get full visibility into your company's spending and control who spends what with each vendor. Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts instantly to save your team valuable time. Ramp automates data entry and routine tasks with automated approvals, expense categorization and bill payments, time-consuming tasks, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. Get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
I knew there had to be a better way to get relief from joint pain aside from surgery and harmful medications.
That's football legend and dancing champ Emmitt Smith, who knows a thing or two about joint pain.
Turns out I was right. It's called QC Kinetics, and now tens of thousands of patients and counting all across the country, they're feeling amazing. They say, hey, Emmitt, you were right.
QC Kinetics zeroed in on a technology that is revolutionizing pain treatment. They are transforming patients' lives. The largest provider of non-surgical regenerative treatments using natural healing properties to help restore and repair aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs. Call them today for your free consultation.
QC Kinetics. I knew there had to be a better way. I love it when I'm right.
QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303.
Did you know that solar energy gives you independence from utilities and helps keep your energy costs down? Why not get a free estimate with locally owned Divided Sky Roofing and Solar? You can get more information at mydividedsky.com. That's mydividedsky.com.
AM 1300 The Zone occasionally holds contests. For more information about contests on this station, go to am1300thezone.com/rules.
The only downside to Taco Bell's Cravings value menu is having to decide. It's got 10 different favorites for $3 or less. How do I choose between the super beefy cheesy double beef burrito, the crunchy loaded beef nachos, the pillowy 3-cheese chicken flatbread, or I don't have time to list them all. I'll have to go to Taco Bell and try them. The Taco Bell Cravings value menu. 10 items, $3 or less. At participating U.S. stores while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies. Tax extra. Double seasoned beef compared to the Burrito Supreme.
If now's the time to get a brand new under warranty car, you need to call Apple Leasing. 346-9977 or go to appleleasing.com. The car you've got right now, you can trade that car in, and Apple Leasing will give you great trade-in value for it. So trade it in, get a brand new car that's under warranty, still got the new car smell. Sounds good to me. Call Apple Leasing today at 346-9977. They've been pleasing the motoring public in Austin for over 30 years. You can also go to their website, which is appleleasing.com. Keep that car payment low by leasing your next car. You know, when you lease a car, the payment is often less than if you were to buy that exact same car. The number to call, 346-9977. The website is appleleasing.com. They'll get you any make. They'll get you any model. So call Apple Leasing today.
Discover one of the CIA's illicit Cold War initiatives on the iHeartRadio original podcast, Operation Midnight Climax. An undercover brothel dosing unwitting Americans with LSD. A mind control experiment gone horribly wrong.
Back in the 50s, the government wouldn't let you watch Elvis Presley shake his hips on TV. But the same government was running a brothel in broad daylight.
Listen to Operation Midnight Climax on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Listen to Mike Hardball Harsh, weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We're back. It's the Craig Way Show with Hall of Fame broadcaster and voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way.
All right. It's another example of the show host and the producer being on the same wavelength. I didn't even bring up Disco Inferno about the Tramps to you, but that's the song I had in mind since you're going all disco this afternoon.
Love that. Great minds think alike.
Disco Inferno. By the way, I've reattached the microphone now.
There we go.
We'll see how
long it lasts.
Yeah. To the text line, and this is why we offer the text line to you. Help us out. You have clearly figured out that we do not have all the answers. We don't even have a lot of the answers. I don't know that we have any answers. There's thoughts, opinions, maybe answered a trivia question or something like that. But clearly we don't have the answers to a lot of the pressing questions, like Cameron asking kind of almost rhetorically why Prince Harry received an award at the ESPYs. And someone on the text line let us know that that's because he helped organize the Invictus Games for Wounded Warriors. Very cool.
Okay.
Very cool. So thank you for the help on that. And yes, very deserving for that honor was Prince Harry. Somebody else pointed out, I don't know that I go this far, but they said the ESPYs are more unwatchable than Bobcat Goldthwait. I'm not a big watcher of award shows in general, but I don't know that it's more unwatchable than Bobcat Goldthwait.
Not really familiar with Bobcat.
Oh, good Lord. Did you ever see the movie Scrooged? The one with Bill Murray? Scrooged. It's a Christmas movie where he's basically a modern day Ebenezer Scrooge as a television producer, Bill Murray.
Okay.
Bobcat Goldthwait is like kind of the Bob Cratchit character, gets kind of screwed over in the deal, but he has that really squeaky, very, very
can't do that.
Unsettling voice. Yeah,
can't do that.
Okay. So anyway, he's a comedian. So anyway, that's how that is on that. What a bizarre story this was. You know who Texas opens the football season against on August 31st, correct?
Colorado State.
Yeah. Did you see this story today about Colorado State quarterback Braden Fowler-Nicolosi? According to Jay Norvell, the head coach of Colorado State, former Texas assistant, he said that Braden Fowler-Nicolosi received a $600,000 offer from Kansas State to enter the transfer portal.
Wow.
Here was his quote. He said a guy from Kansas State called him, offering him $600,000 because they lost their quarterback if he got in the portal. And I'm not accusing Kansas State of anything. I'm just telling you what the kid told me. Now, it could have been it could have been somebody representing their NIL or whatever, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's a little nuts, most of the responses, oh, come on, really, for that guy, so
I mean, we're getting to the point, Craig, and many people, I think even coaches have said this before, that it's going to get to 7-8 figures, teams offering quarterbacks from other teams to enter the transfer portal and come join them, especially like a Kansas State program that loses out on Will Howard, who's a great quarterback, who's now going to Ohio State, right? And this welcome to this new age of college football.
Braden Fowler-Nicolosi, by the way, former Alito Bearcat, or at least his birthplace was there. So yeah, anyway, that was just, I thought it was a bizarre story to come out there to say that, but it did. I don't know if you saw this. Also, this was pretty funny, I thought. The ESPN college football game's coming out this weekend, right?
I think this weekend.
I think it's this weekend.
Something Monday.
Yeah. In fact, there was a tweet on X, whatever, from Bijan Robinson saying normally I'm excited about the weekend, but I'm waiting for this thing or Monday. Come on, get here. He's really interested in the game. He's very much interested in the game. And today, one thing that started to leak out was the ratings, the college football 25 ratings that came out. And if you're interested in Longhorn ratings, now, I only watched my sons play this game. I never played this game. So I don't know. You'd have to tell me. Although I think these are, I mean, obviously, if you're grading on a scale up to 100, it makes sense. Quinn Ewers' grading is a 92. That's a pretty good rating, isn't it?
Yeah, he might be, if not the highest rated quarterback, one of the top 2 or 3.
Okay. Arch Manning is an 87.
Yeah.
Having
pretty high.
Scarcely taken a few snaps on that. Isaiah Bond, 88. Silas Bolden, 86. Matthew Golden, 86. C.J. Baxter, 87. Trey Moore, 89. Andrew Hill, 86. Andrew Makuba, 89. Malik Muhammad, 87. Those were some of the Orange Bloods put that out there for folks to see that.
Looks like yours is behind Carson Beck and Shedeur Sanders.
I'll tell you who else but he's not even the highest rated Longhorn.
Yeah.
Kelvin Banks with a 94 there. And again, the Orange Bloods had put that out there and to show people on that sort of thing. So I found that interesting and a little bit humorous there on that for those who are, really interested in it, really interested in the college football game. That's some advanced knowledge on it. All right. I told folks that we were going to tell them how to win a copy of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. I mentioned this on the air for the first time yesterday on how to win it because we did get the annual shipment in of magazines, and they may be on, we used to say, newsstands. I challenge you to find a newsstand here in the greater Austin area other than at the airport. And even at the airport, it's not so much a newsstand as it is almost like a convenience store. They still have newsstands in a lot of places in the big metropolitan areas and cities. But in the supermarkets, and I think of Walmart and some of the other places, I think HEB, I've seen them in HEB before now. I've not looked to see if this year's edition is already on there. The other day, a couple of days ago, we had Greg Tepper on, the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, and he said that they supposedly were en route from the trucks. He said what that means beyond that, I can't tell you. I don't know what, when it gets there in delivery. We were told that the magazines were on the trucks. So they're probably, if they're not already in the stores, they're probably in the stores by this weekend. But we're going to give you a chance to win a copy. And it's actually, it involves less luck than any way we've ever done it in the past. When I was over at the other place, when I was here before that, going all the way back to 1998. That was the first year we started giving those away, in 98. And it usually, back in the earlier days, involved people calling in for it with a question or this or that. Then over the past decade or so, it's just been like number caller, like 8th caller, 10th caller, 4th caller, whatever. This is going to involve you be more than just calling in saying, I want the magazine. We have a feature where you can reach out to the program. Obviously, we always talk about the texts that we get on the text line, but we have another way for you to reach the program. It's the talkback feature, and it involves free download. It's free. Downloading the iHeartRadio app. And on that, you pull up 1300 The Zone. And then there's a little red button on there that has a little microphone on it. And you can record up to 30 seconds a message and then send it to us. So the way this is going to work is you're going to tell us in 30 seconds or less what you like best about the magazine. Is it the college preview? Is it the cover? Is it the gatefold cover, which in this case is father and son, Gary Joseph and Jeff Joseph, state championship coaches both throughout in their careers? Is it the high school football section? Is it the college football section? They no longer have the NFL section. They had to keep it at 400 pages. And with the ever-growing number of collegiate football programs as well as high school programs, I'll tell you one of my new favorite things, and Cam and I discussed this, the logos of the high school programs that they put in their rankings. And for those of you watching on YouTube, you can see that right down there. So that's pretty cool. So whatever you like best about it. But this is going to start next week when we're in Dallas for SEC Football Media Days. And we're going to give away several copies per day. I got to do the math on this and see exactly how many we have total. But there'll be a certain amount of copies we're going to give away over the course of 2 weeks. 1 week out there and then 1 week back here in the studio. And we're going to do it for 2 weeks. We're going to give away multiple copies every day on the show. But you're going to have to earn it through the talkback feature. So again, we'll remind you about how to do it. It's really easy to do. It's not difficult at all, but we'll remind you on the procedure on that coming up. We'll be back to wrap up hour number 2 here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Your Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone show hosts are looking good. Want to know how we know? It's time. Because the Hard Knocks Life and the Craig Way Show have live video streams, faces for radio, and the digital screen.
It's main event time. It's going down.
Find us on Facebook at AM 1300 The Zone.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
2 guys, 5 rings. Yes. One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You got to get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
I have no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search 2 Guys, 5 Rings, and start listening.
Thomas J. Henry has been featured in Forbes magazine, Fortune magazine, and Bloomberg Businessweek for securing record-breaking results for clients injured in accidents. For more info or to start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com. San Antonio, Texas.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
If you're in the market for a wood fence for your home or business, Viking Fence is the right choice for you. Viking Fence has been in business for over 50 years and takes pride in being the most reliable fence company in Central Texas. Viking Fence does gorgeous work, from simple privacy fences to custom projects. Their quality is unmatched. Viking is the only fence company with their own facility where they custom cut red cedar, the most durable and attractive of fence materials, and offer 3 grades of fence pickets, one for every budget. Compare their lumber against the big box stores. And there is no comparison on quality and price. So whether Viking installs your fence or you're doing it yourself, Viking Fence will ensure your satisfaction. Excellent work, great service, and an honest reputation. Call Viking Fence today at 837-6411 for a free estimate or visit their wood fence galleries at vikingfence.com. When you think fence, think Viking.
Are you suffering from gout? Join the Gout Research Study by Be Well Clinical Studies. If you are 18 years old or older and suffer from gout, you could help Be Well Clinical Studies advance in the research and care for this condition. You'll receive study-related care from a local doctor, and your time and travel may be compensated. Participate in Be Well Clinical Studies Gout Research Study. Call 737-295-1005. That's 737-295-1005, or visit us at bewellclinicalstudies.com.
If you are an adult who has a disability or you're age 65 or older, you deserve a health plan that covers more than just medical services. You deserve whole person care to help you thrive. A Star Plus managed care plan from United Healthcare provides benefits like no-cost prescription delivery and rides to doctor visits, so you can focus on what matters. It's not too late to learn more about our Texas Star Plus plan through United Healthcare at uhccp.com/Texas. That's uhccp.com/Texas.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alt 2K.
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
Just search Alt 2K and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. You're busy. So Leaf Johnson Ford has made it simple. Pick yours at LeafJohnsonFord.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leaf Johnson Ford. Leaf Johnson Ford has made buying a new Ford simple.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KBET-AM Austin, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. You're listening to Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
So as we draw closer to college football starting up, I think we're 50 days away. 5-0.
I think so.
Start of college football. And we're 3 days away from being on the air in Dallas.
The Tommy Nobis days?
He was 60.
Hmm.
The famous number 60 worn by University of Texas players. And he would be the most famous of those. So we start to find out more and hear more, and obviously the Big 12 Media Days were earlier this week. Next week, SEC Media Days will be in Dallas for those. ACC Media Days will follow. Big 10. Pac-12 kind of had their one little deal.
Open bar?
Yeah. But here was, like, if you want to call it good news, I guess, for that. The Pac-12 had bowl agreements through 2025. And what was announced today by what's left of the Pac-12, Oregon State and Washington State, that they will continue those bowl game agreements through 2025. Remember, they have 2 years to get their membership back up. So it means that Oregon State and Washington State, the two remaining Pac-12 schools, after the conference collapsed in realignment last summer, will retain their postseason opportunities. The Pac-12 said each of the league's bowl partners will continue its agreed-upon selection process among both current and former teams. So the league has worked with the ACC, the Big 12, and the Big 10 on agreements for Holiday Bowl, Independence Bowl, Las Vegas Bowl, LA Bowl, Sun Bowl, Alamo Bowl, and the ESPN Bowl pool. Of course, Rose Bowl is part of the college playoff this year. to host a quarterfinal and a semifinal in the new 12-team format. So the guy who made the announcement, the executive associate commissioner of the Pac-12, was a guy by the name of Merton Hanks. You know who Merton Hanks is?
Not.
He played for several years, the glory years with the San Francisco 49ers.
Under Bill Walsh.
Mm-hmm. And then later as well. Merton Hanks is from Dallas. He played at Lake Highlands, and he played for Iowa. Oh, I remember doing high school games when Hanks played. Tells you how old I am. 1 hour of the program left here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
From the audiovisual consultation studio, this is KVET AM Austin, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster, Craig Way.
Final hour of the program here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Craig Way alongside the producer, Cameron Parker. If you're like a lot of us, as we begin this final hour of the program, you probably, if you're in the final hour of your regular Monday through Friday work week, you get a little more amped up, right? A little more excited. This is, after all, a Fire Me Up Friday for Cameron Parker, who has decreed that disco music shall occupy the return cuts today on the program because he's all fired up. I think you probably would have done well in the disco era. You could just see you out on the floor there.
See, I wouldn't have had the hair for it, but one of the Gibb brothers was bald.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it would have been all right.
Yeah, I think so. But the point that I was going to make is that this final hour of the work week, folks get a little more excited about it. They know they got 1 hour to go before the clock hits, whatever. In our case, 5 o'clock, it might already be done. For some folks, it may be done at 4. Some might not be done till 6 or later or whatever. What adds to it for both Cameron and myself, if the cameras were to point out here into the building here in the iHeart compound, you would see a veritable desolate room. And this happens quite often on Fridays. By the time you get to this hour, everybody's done for the week, other than us. So literally, not just figuratively, literally, Cameron Parker and I are the only two people left in the building right now. I mean, there's security people that ride around and stuff like that. But in the building, here where we are, hard by the Colorado River and Lake Austin and nestled up against the Pennypacker Bridge, the building where we are, nobody else in the building, just us. So I've got the door open right now. Normally when you do a radio show like this, and we've got multiple studios here, this is a beautiful building and complex and all this. I was just gaga when I came back here. And when I work, this is the third physical incarnation of radio studios for me in the iHeart family, because it goes all the way back for me to 1997, the year I moved down from Dallas. I worked in Dallas all those years up at KRLD. And we were in the ballpark in Arlington, which was pretty cool. I was doing morning drive sports and I'd do that 6:15 a.m. sportscast in an all news block, news format. Go get a cup of coffee and go sit out in those seats there in the plaza area in center field in the cool of the morning, even in the summertime. Didn't do it too much in the winter because it could get cold, but that was pretty cool. But then it was down here. We were at 7th and Lamar, 705 North Lamar is where we were. It's where there's an apartment building now there. the Nocona, I believe it is. And we were there. Our studios were there. And they'd been there for a long, long time prior to my arrival. 2001, we moved to Penn Field down in South Austin, up on the hill there. We were located, as I used to tell folks, both geographically and philosophically between St. Edward's University and Expose, the adult cabaret. I said both geographically and philosophically. We were somewhere in between there. And so we were there. And that's where the radio station was and the operation when I left to go across town in 2017. And then coming back here into these quarters, it's really cool. Very, very exciting with the studios and this shimmering model of how modern radio is done. And it was really cool. I mean, you liked it too, right? When you first came on board, you actually got in the building before I did, although we were hired pretty close around the same time.
It's a great facility, and I love being able to look out towards Lake Austin. If we walk from our studio to the break room or to visit any of the other offices, you know, you can look out the window and you see the 360 overlook. You see the Pennybacker Bridge. I only wish we could have a view of Austin Country Club and in holes 4, 5, and 6, but is that
the fourth? I've played it one time, but it was so long ago. I'd forgotten. Is that holes 4, 5, and 6 visible from 360?
Yes, for the members, as well as you can kind of see, 7 as well. But of course, you know, as we drive north, we pass over the bridge, both coming here and going home.
Yeah,
and I always love getting a look at that beautiful and very scenic golf course, and of course Lake Austin. And some days, you know, you're like, man, I wish I could be out in the lake, but it's all right. It's a fun facility here.
It is.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, and the reason why I bring it up is because, like I said, at this hour on a Friday afternoon, it's not like this every day. Some days, sometimes it is, but usually by Friday afternoon in the 4 o'clock hour, most everybody has put in their week's work and they're done for the week. And so we're the only ones left. So in radio, and like I said, in all the places I've worked, even the one at 7th and Lamar, we had multiple studios because you had multiple radio stations like we do now. You know, we have the home of Austin's all-time country favorites, 98.1 FM KVET. We have Case 101. We have KISS FM. We have 102.3 The Beat. So we have that. We have 103.1 FM, Austin's 80s station, 97.5 FM. So we got all these stations here in the building. So there's multiple studios. So normally, because there's multiple studios and multiple shows and music and stuff going on, and you have people in management and sales and all that around the building, we keep the doors closed when we're on the air. We don't want to disturb them, and quite frankly, we don't want them disturbing us. But at this point, on a Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock, we're the only guys in the building. We're the only living beings in this building right now. Or, well, in our studio. I mean, it's a big building. There's other offices and things like that. But in the iHeart studios, we're the only ones here, which is really, it's interesting. So we open the door because nobody's going to come in screaming at us, you know. So that's a good thing. Anyway, the Major League Baseball draft, you know, with all the stuff that's going on for the All-Star game and SEC Media Days going on in Dallas, and the All-Star activities, and a massive amount of activities, a lot of which will be taking place in Choctaw Stadium, the old Rangers ballpark in Arlington, where they actually hosted the 1995 All-Star game. I was there. It was hot. Oh, it was oven hot on that. But they've got a lot of activities that'll be going on there, and a lot of cooling mist fans and things like that. Fan fest type activities, and more in what used to be the Arlington Convention Center. It's now an esports theater. It's pretty cool. I MC an event for the Texas High School Coach Association every February, a coaching leadership summit, and it's in that esports thing, and it's pretty neat. So they got all of those activities. And then on top of that, the draft is going on 15 miles further west in Fort Worth in the old Cowtown Coliseum on Sunday. It starts on Sunday. So we've done mock drafts, or at least reported mock drafts for the teams involved in the NFL and Major League and the NBA. Kylie McDaniel, who's really the draft insider guy, put out his most latest edition of the mock draft for ESPN Plus today. He says the number one pick in this year's Major League Baseball amateur draft, Cleveland Guardians have this choice. He says it's going to be J.J. Weatherholt, the infielder from West Virginia, who's a fabulous ball player when he's healthy. He missed a lot of this past year because of a bad hamstring, but he says J.J. Weatherholt is the odds-on favorite to be the overall number one pick. Number two, Jack Caglione from Florida to go to the Reds. Rockies at 3 go to Georgia home run king Charlie Condon. Travis Bazzana, the second baseman from Oregon State, to Oakland at number 4. Connor Griffin, a high school shortstop from Jackson, Mississippi, to the White Sox at number 5. I asked Gene Watson if he knew the other day. So do you know right now? So I'm not asking you to reveal it. But if it goes the way you think it's going to go, or if you had your pick, do you know who you guys would take? He is, I really honestly don't know because we're still debating it, a lot of guys. This mock draft says the Sox will take high school shortstop Connor Griffin, number 5. Royals at number 6 would probably go for Wake Forest right-hander Chase Burns. The Cardinals at 7 would go for Arkansas left-hander Hagen Smith. The Angels at number 8, Braden Montgomery from Texas A&M, who, of course, had the injury, of course, of the broken leg there. But he's at number 8. Bryce Rayner, the shortstop from Harvard Westlake.
Texas commit?
Yep. To go to the Pirates at number 9. And I think if you're a top 10 pick, it's a pretty safe bet. He's not going to.
Yeah, he will not set foot in Austin.
Yep. And the number 10 overall pick would be James Tibbs, the outstanding right fielder from Florida State, to go to the Nationals, number 10. So Cam Caminiti would be at number 11 to the Tigers. Christian Moore of Tennessee to the Red Sox at 12. Nick Kurtz of Wake Forest, the first baseman of the Giants at 13. Cam Smith, Florida State third baseman of the Cubs at 14. Trey Savage, that very powerful right hand from East Carolina, number 15 overall to the Mariners. Seaver King, Wake Forest shortstop to the Marlins at 16. Carson Benj, Oklahoma State Cowboy, right fielder. Remember, he was closer. He did a little bit of everything, but he'd be in the outfield for the Brewers, who would take him at 17, according to Kylie McDaniel's mock draft. Kellen Lindsey, a high school shortstop from Florida to Tampa Bay at 18. Vance Honeycutt, the slugging center fielder of North Carolina, to the Mets at number 19. Theo Gillen, another Longhorn commit, Theo Gillen, out of Westlake High to Toronto at number 20. Another guy who, if he's a first-round pick, all expectations that he would sign. The Twins at 21 for Kentucky left fielder Ryan Waldschmidt. Kalen Culpepper, Kansas State. He played a lot of first base and outfield for the Wildcats, but they project him as a shortstop to the Orioles at 22. The Dodgers to go for Oklahoma high school left-hander Cash Mayfield at 23. Brody Breck, right-hand pitcher from Iowa, to the Braves at 24. Gerangelo Cinche from Mississippi State, pitcher, to the Padres at 25. Yankees to go with Caleb Lomavita, catcher from Cal at 26. P.J. Morlando from Summerville, South Carolina, high school outfielder to the Phillies at 27. The Astros to go for Millard West High School, Tyson Lewis. That's in the Omaha area. That's at 28. At 29, Oxford, Alabama high school shortstop Carter Johnson to the Diamondbacks. The Rangers at 30 to go for Stanford catcher Malcolm Moore. So that's a mock draft there from Kylie McDaniel. And the draft starts on Sunday. So we'll see how it goes.
So at least 2 Texas commits probably drafted in the first round, maybe 3, because Schlossnagel flipped right-handed pitcher Drew Rarick from Fargo, North Dakota, from A&M to Texas, got a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. A chance he goes in the first round. A chance he also does not play in Texas next year.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we got some other topics to get to when we continue here on Sports Radio AM 13 under the Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Text Texas, followed by your message to 81530 to chat along with your favorite sports radio, AM 1300, The Zone hosts. That's Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank. That's bank. Enter it now at am1300thezone.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Now that we're into the full-on heat of the summer, it may be that a lot of your sports and recreation needs have to be met through the television, but maybe you're not satisfied with your home entertainment system. Well, Tom McKay and his great people at Audio-Visual Consultations can help you enjoy whatever it is you'd like to enhance with your home entertainment system. AV Consultations is one of the largest dealers of most television and audio brands, so the chances are they're going to have or be able to get whatever you need for the entertainment system you've envisioned. You don't have to shop for the TV and the surround sound, not to mention all of the mounts and the equipment needed to make it work. Tom and his guys will handle it. They'll bring over everything needed for your space, and they'll set it up for you as well. Tom is also going to work with you and help you get the system you want while staying within your budget. Give my friend Tom McKay a call today at 512-255-8678. That's 512-255-8678, or check them out online at avconsultations.com. Let Tom McKay at Audiovisual Consultations help you realize the home entertainment system of your dreams.
At 12 Oaks Dental, we're not just about teeth, we're about your total health. With over 730 five-star reviews on Google, our patients trust us for exceptional service and comprehensive dental care. Don't just take our word for it, experience it yourself. Schedule a new patient appointment today and score a complimentary bacteria test and consultation. Don't miss out on this opportunity to prioritize your health. Visit 12oaksdental.com to schedule your appointment. 12 Oaks Dental, Austin's complete health dentist.
Time for your Live Nation concert update. Don't miss Lamb of God and Mastodon at Germania Insurance Amphitheater July 20th. Third Eye Blind at Germania Insurance Amphitheater August 2nd. Megadeth at Germania Insurance Amphitheater August 21st. And Sum 41 at HEB Center September 28th. Get tickets at livenation.com.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. With Ramp, you get full visibility into your company's spending and control who spends what with each vendor. Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts instantly to save your team valuable time. Ramp automates data entry and routine tasks with automated approvals, expense categorization and bill payments, time-consuming tasks, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. Get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Injectable TRT messes with your family jewels. Double your testosterone with one daily oral dose. Testosterone Protocol by MaximusTribe.com uses a non-suppressive powerhouse blend that increases testosterone up to 2 times. Enhance your mood, improve your body comp, boost your energy, maintain fertility without deflating those jewels at MaximusTribe.com. Get $100 off Testosterone Protocol using code RADIO100 on MaximusTribe.com. Results may vary and outcomes are not guaranteed. Claims have not been reviewed by the FDA and Maximus does not claim to treat or prevent disease.
If someone offered you $500 for 10 minutes of your time, you wouldn't believe it. But if they work at Henna Chevrolet, it's true. Because 10 minutes is all it takes to drive from CarMax to Henna, where you're guaranteed to get $500 more for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal within 7 days, and you'll get $50,000 more guaranteed. So come get your money at HennaChevyAustin.com.
Henna Chevrolet will always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
Did you know that solar energy gives you independence from utilities and helps keep your energy costs down? Why not get a free estimate with locally owned Divided Sky Roofing and Solar? You can get more information at mydividedsky.com. That's mydividedsky.com.
Are you worried about hair loss, receding hairlines, or thinning? Get ahead of hair loss with Happy Head.
Happy Head is the leader in dermatologist-prescribed hair treatments. Get the strongest concentration of prescription ingredients available on the market. See results in only 3 to 6 months with Happy Head. Get started with 60% off your first prescription order today. Get ahead of hair loss with Happy Head. Prescription products require an online physician consultation and only available if a physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details and important safety information.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
This report brought to you by Country Music Live at the Round Rock Amp. Get more details at roundrockamp.com.
Drivers, look out for an accident on I-35's frontage road southbound at East Altorf Street. Also, some slow traffic over on southbound I-35 between Woodward Street and Onion Creek Parkway. That's a 15-minute delay. Over on northbound I-35, another 15-minute traffic delay between Woodward Street and Airport Boulevard. I'm Carson Parnell with your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each at Staples. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program. In-store only offer ends 8/24, limit 20. Save big on back to school at Staples.
Listen to the New Heights podcast on the free iHeart app, where Travis Kelce gives us the details about how he wound up on stage with Taylor Swift at Wembley Stadium in London.
Shout out to Tay for letting me jump on stage with her. Who knows? Might not be the last time.
The one thing he promised himself he wouldn't do.
Do not drop the baby.
And everything else he got up to overseas.
Might as well put me to work here.
Listen to the Kelce Brothers podcast, New Heights, on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search New Heights and start listening.
It's the Hards Knocks Life Show with Mike Hards, weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Back to the Craig Way Show. Connect with Craig through the text line by texting Texas to 81530, followed by your message. Standard message and data rates may apply.
Thank God it's...
Everybody do the deep bass voice right here.
Thank God it's...
It is Friday. You'll be able to really reach down and get that low voice there on a Friday. On a Fire Me Up Friday. So here we are closing in on the weekend here, and we continue on this Friday afternoon on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. I mentioned at the start of the program, we're going to give you some other preseason high school football rankings. And I said there is some significance here in that these, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Here's the significance. If you're looking in a preseason football publication, and I'll include Texas football in this, or Athlons, or Phil Steele, or Street and does Street and Smith still do a publication? Do they do
what?
Street and Smith? I'm not sure if they
know.
do. I don't know if they do. Anyway, if you're looking at a preseason college football publication, or a publication that has college football rankings in it, and I've got like a couple here with me, because again, Phil Steele's I don't think has come out yet. So they'll have, all power rankings and this and that, and they have individual previews. Like I just randomly open it up, and there I'm looking at Tulane and Tulsa on facing pages there, because clearly that's in the American Athletic Conference. And they have it says full page previews of all 134 FBS teams. Same thing in Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where they preview every college football team in the state of Texas, regardless of, Division I FBS, where it has and Greg Tepper was explaining this the other day, devoting more space to a program like Sam Houston, which is now Division I FBS. And so they get the same amount of pages as the other FBS programs. And next weekend, when I go down to San Antonio for coaching school and the coaching convention, when I moderate the panel discussion, Casey Keeler, the head coach for Sam Houston, will be on that same stage, as well as Steve Sarkisian and Mike Elko at Texas A&M, and Dave Aranda at Baylor, and Joey McGuire at Texas Tech, and Sonny Dykes at TCU, and Rhett Lashley at SMU, and G.J. Kinney at Texas State. All of the Division I FBS football programs will have their head coaches up on that stage. So, and Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine does previews of all of those teams, but also every other division of college football. And I do mean every other division. FCS, we can find previews of Lamar, Stephen F. Austin in there, Abilene Christian, Tarleton. You can find those there. Texas A&M Commerce is jumping to FCS. They'll have to go through through that transition period from Division II, but they do have Division II previews, Lone Star Conference, like with Angelo State and Midwestern State and several of those. And then they have Division III, which includes the American Southwest Conference that has like Mary Hardin Baylor and Hardin Simmons, but also the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Association, which has Southwestern University in Georgetown. We always get Joe Austin on the program before the start of the year to talk about the Pirates D3 journey, and they're going into that new conference, into the SIAA. So we'll get him on. And then the magazine also previews NAIA programs like Texas Wesleyan, and also junior college programs like Kilgore or Tyler or Navarro, several of those. So it does all that. But as we all know, more than half of the magazine, or right at half of the magazine, is devoted to their previews of high school football, because there are more than 1,500 public and private high school football programs in the state of Texas. And so they have the preseason rankings for all those classifications. Here's the difference from, say, these other publications where they all have rankings and they all pick who they think are going to win the respective conferences, Athlons or any of the other ones, Phil Steele. They have rankings of like whatever. They rank the programs all the way through 1 through, I guess, 134 or whatever. And they have the rankings. But that is a preseason based on the information accumulated in March and April and May and June, and then they finally send it off to print. And then they have it there. But that's it for them. That their rankings are in the books at that point. And the AP takes over the rankings after that in the ESPN Coaches Poll. Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine does have rankings for all of these programs, these classifications. But remember, it is Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine that actually puts together the weekly poll that comes out from the Associated Press. The AP used to have writers, journalists scattered across the state. There were 25 of us, and I served on it for, almost 20 years, I think, as a voting member of the AP. And we'd have AP high school top 10 in 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A, and 2A. We didn't vote on the six-man classification. That was done by the Six-Man Coach Association, I believe. But we did that. But a few years ago, the AP just gave it all up to Texas football because they have writers in different parts of the state, and they convene each week. And so Greg Tepper, our friend, kind of puts it all together, and then they have the poll. He does, I will tell you, he will ask me after we walk off the set on a Friday night. He'll say, what do you think about so-and-so? Should we drop so-and-so? Should we put so-and-so in the top 10? Have they so you'll canvass me for some opinion, and some other people, they will do that as well. But then they put out a poll every week. So their preseason rankings in the magazine, I think, carry more weight for what they do for the high school than any other publication, themselves included, about college. Because when we get to the start of the college season, all it is really is the AP college rate. There's 62 of them, I believe. And there's 62 people with a vote every week. I think Kirk Bowles has a vote. He's with the Houston Chronicle now, was with the Austin American-Statesman for many years. So you have different people who vote on the AP top 25 college football poll. The high school poll is done by the Dave Campbell staff, the same staff that puts together their preseason rankings. That's where the difference is, and that's where I think these rankings perhaps hold a little more credence. So I give you all that backdrop before presenting these rankings to you. Now, the other day we talked about the 6A rankings because we had Tepper on the show a couple of days ago. And in 6A, which of course is not split up into the playoffs until the playoffs. In other words, you don't have Division I and Division II like you have in 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, and even 1A, the six-man classification. They're already split up into their divisions. I explained this and have explained it several times over the years. The reason it's not done in 6A, there isn't really a need to do that because they're in such large populated areas that it doesn't really help in terms of scheduling. That's where it helped for saving gasoline cost, transportation, travel time by going Division I and Division II, because you could schedule the schools more closely to you during that time. 6A, they're all pretty closely bunched together anyway. But it was pointed out on the show the other day that, at least in their preseason rankings, their thought is that those two South Dallas County arch rivals, DeSoto and Duncanville, are well positioned to each win another state championship, which would be a three-peat for both. That's never happened at 6A, where you had three-peats in both divisions in the same year. It's never happened. In fact, it's never happened in back-to-back years, let alone in three consecutive years. Yet DeSoto and Duncanville are the preseason favorites for that. Now, all that said, here's the rest of their rankings. Now, they do a top 50, so I'm not going to go all the way through the top 50 on that. That's why they do that. They do it as a top 50 because they only have the one division right now of 6A. When they get to the playoffs, then by population, they split into Division I and Division II. So DeSoto's number 1 and Duncanville's number 2. They're expecting DeSoto to beat Duncanville this year. Remember, they didn't play last year. They had lightning. They tried to play. They waited and they couldn't. And then they were going to on Saturday, and then it just. And they said, you know what? We don't need to play each other.
There's no point.
We're going to win we're going separate ways, and they will again. DeSoto has one of the smallest enrollments of a 6A program in the state. In fact, they have 5A numbers, but under UIL rules, you can opt up. You can play up one classification. You can't play down. You have to play either at your enrollment ranking classification, or you can opt up if it helps for like scheduling and finances and all that. So DeSoto is one of the best programs in the state. So we're good enough to play at 6A in just about every sport. So they opted up, and they're the preseason number 1, Duncanville number 2, Galena Park North Shore number 3. These are all very familiar names. Westlake, the highest Austin area team, is number 4. North Crowley 5, Summer Creek High, the Humble ISD in the Houston area 6, South Lake Carroll 7. Lake Travis is number 8, Atascocita number 9, Cibolo Steel 10. The next Greater Austin area school is Vandegrift at number 24, and then Dripping Springs at number 29. That's in 6A. 5A, in 2 different divisions, has its defending state champions, also preseason number 1. Aledo in Division 1, Port Neches Groves in Division 2. The rest of the top 10 in 5A D1, Denton Ryan, Highland Park, College Station, Smithson Valley, which got to the finals against Aledo last year. Frisco Lone Star, Richland, Abilene, and A&M Consolidated and Port Arthur Memorial round out the top 10. Weiss, which drops from 6A to 5A, is number 11 in the 5A Division I preseason poll. Cedar Park is number 18. I've originally said they were the highest rated team. They're not. Weiss is the highest rated team. It's interesting, though, because they're in a different region than Cedar Park. Not only a different district, but a different region out of that. Division 2, Port Neches Groves is 1. South Oak Cliff, who PNG beat in the finals to deny Sac a three-peat last year, was number 2. Argyle 3rd, then Alamo Heights 4th. Texas High of Texarkana is 5. Colleyville Heritage 6. Richmond Randall 7. Liberty Hill, highest ranked Greater Austin area program, is number 8. Melissa 9. Fort Bend Marshall number 10. And that's it for all of the Greater Austin area schools. I do find it interesting. The team that won the 4A Division I state championship a year ago, Anna, from up north of Dallas, they moved up classification to 5A, and they're number 20, they're number 19 in the preseason poll in 5A. moving up in division.
Are any schools happy moving up? I mean, obviously DeSoto with 5 at the 6A
Most
number,
are kind of with some trepidation.
Yeah.
Going, oh, it's going to be difficult. Then you get the flip side as we go to 4A, Division 1. Again, there's going to be a new state champion because Anna moved up. Stephenville's the preseason number 1. Chapel Hill High of the Tyler area number 2. Frisco Panther Creek is 3rd. Salina 4. Kilgore 5. Davenport of the San Antonio area 6. Brownwood 7. Decatur 8. LBJ dropping from 5A back to 4A. They're happy about that.
Yes.
That's the flip side, the inverse of that.
Last time they were in 4A, they went to the state title game.
That's right. Lost to Stephenville. And LBJ, remember, opted up in the prior alignment to stay close to the AISD schools. But they're not the only one from the AISD dropping down. That's why they went ahead and said, yeah, go ahead and drop us. So they're number 9, and Bay City rounds out the top 10. Lampasas is number 17, the only other area school rated there in Division 1. Division 2, Carthage, the preseason number 1. They didn't win it last year. Gilmer, who beat them last year, is the defending state champ. They're 2, and Belleville, the team that Gilmer beat in the title round, is ranked 3rd. Wimberley is number 5. Glen Rose 4. Wimberley is number 5. Of course, they went 14-1, lost in the semifinals last year to Belleville. Brock is 6. Pleasant Grove of the Texarkana area is 7. La Vega High of the Waco area is 8. Graham 9. Sinton is 10. And that's it. Lago Vista checks in at number 25. So that's the only other area team. Number 25 in the 4A Division 2 rankings. 3A, preseason number 1 is the defending state champion, Malakoff. Columbus is 2. Franklin, the team that Malakoff beat, is 3rd. Hitchcock 4th. Edna 5. Bushland 6. Paradise 7. Grandview 8. The Zebras. Goliad 9. Sweetwater is number 10. And there are no area teams in the 3A Division 1 rankings. Gunter, the 2-time defending state champs, trying to make it a three-peat, is the preseason number 1 in 3A D2, followed by Dangerfield, Newton, Canadian, Poth, Jacksboro, Lexington, the highest-ranked area team at number 7, Holiday Wall, and Tidehaven to round out the top 10. Blanco is 12th, to let you know. And that's it for the area schools in 3A. In 2A, Ganado is number 1, followed by Refugio, Honeygrove, Timpson, the defending state champs, are number 4. Garrison, Stamford, Hawley, Cooper, Mason at number 9. Sunray is number 10. And they're, other than Mason, they're just, Holland is number 24. Okay, and that's it for area schools in 2AD1, 2AD2. Stratford is preseason number 1, followed by Albany, Shiner. Mart is number 4. Munster, Bremond, Fall City, Windthorst, Lovelady, Wellington, the Skyrockets, are number 10. Chilton is number 11. They got to the Final Four a year ago. Granger at number 18 completes the year. And Burton at number 25 for the area programs there. And finally, in the 6-man division, you have Gordon, who won the state title last year over Abbott, is preseason number 1 in 1A Division 1. Abbott is number 2, followed by Westbrook, Jonesboro, Whiteface, Happy, May, Knox City, Newcastle, Buena Vista, number 10. And I think that's it in terms of ones that are even remotely close to the area. And then in Division 2, it's Oglesby, who got to the finals a year ago before losing to Benjamin. Richland Springs 2, followed by Jayton Klondike. Benjamin is number 5. Iredell, Sidney, Cherokee, Whit Harrell, Follett rounds out the top 10. All right, so that's it for your preseason rankings. One more coming up here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
It is Chris Del Conte. Do you have a favorite Pitbull song you ready for tonight?
I had no idea who that cat was. And they brought him up, and I said, come on, my daughter's 19. She goes, Dad, you're embarrassing. And I'm like, okay, give me a song. And then she plays No Tell Motel at the Holiday Inn. I'm like, oh, dang, what kind of stuff do you listen to? I've been YouTubing this fella, so I'm up to speed. The No Tell Motel at the Holiday Inn.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Austin area weather calling for partly cloudy skies tonight. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 74. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 90. A low of 76 tomorrow night.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
In this week's Marketers Report, Angela Zapata, CMO Hyundai Motor America, discusses measuring audio.
The measurement capability within audio, I think, surprised all of us. We have seen a huge return on our investment. Seeing real numbers has helped us continue to invest.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the data, audiences, and influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Regrow your hair with Happy Head. Visit happyhead.com for 60% off your first prescription order. happyhead.com. Prescription products require an online physician consultation and only available if a physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details and important safety information.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Beyonce's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alt 2K.
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
Just search Alt 2K and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
I want to invite you to our summer event here at Steel GMC in Round Rock, the home of a real deal on our entire GMC lineup. Hi, I'm Steve David, General Manager of Steel GMC. Here's your opportunity to upgrade to a professional-grade GMC from Steel GMC here in Round Rock. Here are just a few of the real deals you'll get with Steel GMC. Drive a 24 GMC Acadia Elevation for only $345 a month. Or drive a 24 GMC Terrain SLE for only $187 a month. And you won't find any hidden fees or addendums with us. We'll help you find the perfect professional-grade GMC with hundreds of satisfied families. I promise you'll get a real deal here at Steel GMC. And you won't find any hidden fees or addendums with us. Exit 256 in Round Rock or see for yourself at SteelGMCRoundRock.com.
Shoppers first or shoppers last. Get a real deal from Steel.
We are professional grade.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
If you are an adult who has a disability or you're age 65 or older, you deserve a health plan that covers more than just medical services. You deserve whole person care to help you thrive. A Star Plus managed care plan from United Healthcare provides benefits like no-cost prescription delivery and rides to doctor visits, so you can focus on what matters. It's not too late to learn more about our Texas Star Plus plan through United Healthcare at uhccp.com/Texas. That's uhccp.com/Texas.
People talk about trailblazing, but how do you really blaze a trail? With all-terrain tires, tubular roof rack, a lifted suspension, and a rugged build that craves adventure. This is the Off-Road Unlocked. Find your path in the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek.
Imagine a world where animals and humans coexist in harmony, where wild animals thrive, habitats are protected, and marginalized communities are empowered. At International Animal Rescue, this is our vision. Our holistic, community-led projects not only rescue animals, but also protect and replenish precious habitats, creating a better future for us all. But we can't do this without you. Show your support now and help keep the wild, wild. Visit internationalanimalrescue.org.
Well, it's that time of year when we have no hunting seasons. But don't be sad. This is the best time to drop by McBride's Guns at 30th and North Lamar and just shop. Check out the new and pre-owned rifles, shotguns, and pistols. If you remember that big old buck you missed, well, maybe you should check out the scopes. McBride's Guns has the best gunsmiths to make sure you're hitting where you should. Remember, McBride's Guns, 30th and North Lamar, where the hunt has begun since 1964. Tell them Ken sent you by.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of hundreds of thousands of titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
In the spring of 2015, Jacob Wells went missing in the Northwoods town of Whitetail, Minnesota.
I didn't know if he was dead or alive, but I just wanted to get out there and look.
For Jacob's sister, Peregrine, that event was the beginning of a journey she never imagined she'd have to make.
Are you listening to me? If the worst thing were to happen to you, are you ready for it?
A journey that started with a disappearance in the forest and ended 2 years later with yet another.
At the time, authorities called it an accidental death. But Jacob's uncle, Donald Van Kalkar, has new information that he says should prompt law enforcement to reopen the case.
No, listen, Brett. The stories I could tell you, the stories everybody's got about this guy. What does Howland want with our kids?
We started thinking of ourselves as like survivalists. Everything got way more intense after that.
My name is Brett Ryback, and this is In Strange Woods.
That's the mark of a man who cannot be saved.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Available now.
#1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one app.
It's the Hard Knocks Life Show with Mike Harge, weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. And we're back to the Craig Way Show. Have a message for Craig? Share it by using the TalkBack feature on the iHeartRadio app.
I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. And so you're back from outer space.
Maybe this is the proper music segue into one of the story I was about to get into here, because this is Gloria Gaynor with I Will Survive. We continue here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Maybe I Will Survive is the theme of Rory McIlroy, coming off the collapse at the U.S. Open and is underway in the Scottish Open with the Open Championship at Royal Troon next week. And he really did his first real heavy-duty press conference since that collapse this week, because he didn't stick around for the presser afterwards. And he to congratulate Bryson DeChambeau on winning the U.S. Open. And then he didn't play at the Travelers. And so now he's popping up at the Scottish Open and getting ready for the Open Championship. And he's been pretty outspoken on a couple of things this week. He talked about his collapse and having to pull it back together. And then he had a 65 yesterday in the first round of the Scottish Open. So then he was asked about what do you think about Keegan Bradley being the new captain of Team USA? And he said, it's an interesting appointment. The youngest captain since Arnold Palmer, I think, was a playing captain as a 34, but he knows Beth Page very well. He went to university in the area. He's obviously very passionate about the Ryder Cup. So there are a lot of people that interpreted his terms, his words of interesting pick to be something that he wasn't really impressed with, that kind of thing, and being stunned. He said Europe was in disbelief that it happened, but he wasn't. He just said interesting pick on that. What's your thoughts on that?
It was an interesting pick. And honestly, I was surprised when I first saw the news that Keegan Bradley was named the Ryder Cup captain. Now, of course, let's go back real quick. 2014, after the U.S. established the task force following Tom Watson's just awful Ryder Cup captaincy with the pod system. They created this task force, which would help kind of create a different culture for the U.S. men's golf team, and also establish a captain with vice captains, and those vice captains being groomed to be the next Ryder Cup captain, and so on and so forth. And
Bradley was never a vice captain.
Never was. And Steve Stricker was the Ryder Cup captain in 21 when the U.S. absolutely just demolished the Euros at Whistling Straight. And so the plan before LIV was Tiger Woods was going to be the captain in 2023 in Rome, and then Phil Mickelson at Bethpage in 2025, where he's played well at. Now, of course, LIV changed everything. A lot happened with Tiger Woods' life, including the car accidents and the surgeries. Everything got messed up. Zach Johnson, named the Ryder Cup captain in 23, was not a good captain. Of course, Phil goes to LIV. He's not going to be named the Ryder Cup captain. So they were kind of banking on Tiger Woods, but Tiger Woods has such a big role on the PGA Tour Player Policy Board that's trying to get this negotiation done with the Saudi Public Investment Fund. And according to Tiger, when he's working on something, he wants to be 100% in, and he did not feel like he could do both. Be part of the player board, which includes Jordan Spieth, by the way, and also be the Ryder Cup captain. And so what happened was he was stringing along the U.S. side and stringing them along. It was supposed to be announced at the PGA, wherever they played it at this past year, at Valhalla.
Mm-hmm.
Never did announce it, and it kind of just seemed like it wasn't going to happen. So the Ryder Cup board had to kind of scramble, and that included Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas and a few others who decided on Keegan Bradley. And honestly, at first, I was shocked. I was kind of like, man, what are we doing here? But the more I've read on it, the more I realized, you know what? Obviously, the task force was not working. The Zach Johnson pick was not working. If they went with Davis Love III or Stuart Sink or whoever, Jim Furyk, I think the same thing would have happened at Bethpage that happened in Rome. So Keegan Bradley's going to switch things up. He's a younger golfer. He can connect with these guys. There's not that big age gap as there was with the last the vice captains and the players. So hopefully, this will work out. And Keegan Bradley said, I don't care what golf tournament, what golf league you're in, I'm going to pick the best 12 players, which is what the U.S. needs, because right now, Bryson DeChambeau is probably the second best American golfer, and I'm not sure Zach Johnson or even Tiger Woods would pick Bryson.
Very good point. All right, we'll be back to wrap up the day and the week on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Voice your opinion by using the iHeartRadio app TalkBack feature while listening to Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Your hot and cold takes need to be heard somewhere. If you send a great one, you might just hear yourself on the air.
Experience no-stress savings at Henna Chevrolet.
I was looking for a new Silverado and just assumed I'd get the same deal wherever I went. But after one extremely pushy dealership that wouldn't budge on price without talking to multiple managers, I went to Henna and was shocked at how friendly and easygoing they were. Plus, I saved thousands and actually enjoyed the experience.
Low pressure, lower price. HennaChevyAustin.com. Together, let's drive.
2 guys, 5 rings.
Yes.
One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You got to get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search 2 Guys, 5 Rings, and start listening.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher because they know a lot of awesome stuff. I'll stand in front of the class and make sure everyone knows what I know.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a serious defect of the immune system. Early testing gives children a chance to dream.
And when I'm a teacher, my favorite subject will be recess.
Jeffrey Modell Foundation, helping children reach for their dreams. Visit info4pi.org.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence-designed test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Your garage door won't go up or down, so give us a call. We're all over town. Promise to you is honest and fair. The real Cedar Park overhead doors. The garage door on your house needs repairs. Call Cedar Park Doors and we'll be there. We'll get there fast and we'll treat you fair. Call Cedar Park Overhead Doors.
When is a garage door emergency repair truly an emergency? When it happens to you, of course. When you need it repaired done fast. Trust the experts to get it done now. Call the real Cedar Park Overhead Doors. Trust our family to fix it right the first time. For over 30 years, when our phone rings, we're ready to serve all your garage door needs. So when that spring goes sprung or you forget to open the door when backing out, we'll be there for you. Customer first, that's honest and fair. We're here for you 24 hours a day and online at cedarparkgaragedoors.com.
We work really hard while the other guy snores. Happy customers, we have more. We'll get it right and we'll get the job done. For Cedar Park Overhead Doors. 335-7441.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studio, this is KBET-AM Austin, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Harsh Knocks Life Show. Join Mike Harsh weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Nearing the end of the show and of the week. By the way, did you see just one more golf thing? Did you see the golf course that's going to be used for the Olympics in 2028?
In Los Angeles?
Uh-huh.
Is it
it's the obvious choice.
If you didn't ask me this, I would have told you the course Riviera.
Yep.
Good.
That'd be a tough test there in the
man.
Olympics to have that. That makes sense. Congratulations to University of Texas again. UT women's athletics won the Capital One Cup. So it wasn't just that they won the overall Directors Cup for the best overall athletic program. Women's athletics won the pro with by 1 point over, you guessed it, Stanford. with Florida 3rd, UCLA 4, Oklahoma 5, Florida State, Boston College, South Carolina, USC, and Nebraska. Texas athletics. Okay, we're going to be in Dallas starting on Monday. SEC football media days. You want to tune in for that? We're going to have live cameras there with us, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be able to see when we have Sark or other coaches,
Quinn,
or
maybe
Quinn Ewers, whatever. That'll be on Wednesday, the Texas day, but there'll be others that we'll have with us. We'll look forward to that, and we're going to give away the copies of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. We're going to start with that next week, so we'll look forward to bringing you that. And we invite you to stay tuned now for Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio. The producer, Cameron Parker, I'm Craig Way. We thank you for joining us. Have a great and safe weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you from Big D on Monday, 2 o'clock, right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.